We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings. All for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office, Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Why is Navage perfect for allergy sufferers? Rhino Systems Medical Director Dr. Howard Levine explains.
If someone's exposed to allergens, they can get rid of those immediately by washing out the nose. Navage works by pulling saline in one nostril, through the nose and out the other nostril, sucking out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs. Experience on-the-spot relief so you could breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier.
Navage is available at Sam's Club, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or online at Navage.com. Navage. Breathe easy.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts, now open on South Sonoran Boulevard.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynch Studios. Why Kaufman and Lynch? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. We do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. Deb will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's Date Night Done Right with our friend Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide. And it's Colbert Court with a special guest, Dr. Sean Mahan. He's a board-certified radiologist. He's going to talk to us about signs of brain trauma, which is very interesting stuff. 5 o'clock hour, we have trivia, 2 tickets for Orlando City versus DC United on July 6th, and a $50 gift card from our friends over at Pyro Spot. We'll end it up with You Heard It Here First. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
And straight ahead, it's producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Find us on social. That's Facebook and Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. And if you stream the show today, please pay attention because we are giving away a trip to Vegas to see the Eagles in the Sphere. And man, this is like a $10,000 package, chopper ride, front row, walked in like a pharaoh. They're walking into the place, like carrying you. So check that out on the stream. And of course, you can always send us a talkback. Get the iHeartRadio app, use Real Radio. You'll see that little microphone there. Use that to send your comment over to Jack. And we'll have a bunch of stuff to talk about all day long to do that with.
He'll make you a superstar.
Yeah, you guys good on Thursday? Everything good?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, Thursday's like a weird day, isn't it? Yeah, Thursdays and Tuesdays, I guess, are those the even number days? I know that doesn't really have an association, but I always associate Tuesdays and Thursdays to even numbers. You guys get, because I know
if you're counting weekdays, it's 2 and 4.
I don't start my week on Sundays. Get out of here with that. The week starts on Monday, right?
Well, I mean, it does depend.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Mondays, yeah.
But Tuesday and Thursday are the weirdest days of the week. Without question. Yeah, the weirdest days of the week for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Thursday, I think, has a little bit better vibe than a Tuesday because you're anticipating the weekend.
Right, yeah,
you can see it.
You can smell it.
And smell it.
That's
Tuesday, It's like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Exactly. I thought I just did something fun. Then this. All right, 407-916-1041. So the debate is tonight. I was talking to you guys before the show. I've already kind of blown my own load when it comes to this argument. That,
oh, my goodness.
Yes,
Stop. Forbes magazine today reporting that a record amount of people are going to be watching this tonight. I posed the question to both of you. Deb answered $100 million or 100 million people, and so did Jack, by the way.
I
asked Jack in the hallway. He said the same exact thing. Forbes magazine is estimating that tonight's debate audience will be in the 80 million person range.
Yeah, I figured.
About 6 out of 10, they figure people, and that's all demos. We'll be tuning in to check it out. It's on all major
everywhere.
Networks. Yeah, Fox. I'm sure almost everyone's going to carry it. Anybody wants a piece of it that can get it. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this thing is going to be, really, to be honest with you, I think the debate over what it's going to be has been probably more exciting than the thing is actually going to be itself. With the moderators and the way that they have it set up, the mics being killed, there's not going to be those bombastic moments of, interrupting and talking. Will you shut up, man? The famous line from Biden during 2020's election and debates. But do you guys have any expectations tonight? Have you thought about what strategies each side may take? This stuff is fascinating to me, by the way.
Nope,
not one bit.
A little bit.
How do you think it's going to go? I mean, do you think that with the rules they put on the moderators and the rules they put on the contestants?
Okay, it's a show, right?
It is a show.
This is not a debate. This is it's each side hoping to catch the other one doing something dumb, looking foolish, looking unprepared for them to exploit.
Would you agree it's a giant roll of the dice for both of them, really? I mean, I know they have to do it, but God mighty, this is the earliest one that's ever happened.
Yeah.
This is pre.
That was surprising to me because
stop taking away my headlines.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We might have planned our, the Monster Night of Comedy a different night had they.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that they dropped this in June.
And I have to tell you, we haven't really talked about it a whole bunch, and but I'm trying to find out. Matter of fact, I even text Scott Maxwell this morning. I'm like, why? Why is this happening? This is pre-convention. Like, these guys aren't even the real nominees yet, are they?
No.
They're not even the noms yet.
That's a good point.
These guys aren't even the nominees for these offices yet. I mean, the conventions haven't happened. This has never happened. And I text Scott. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm really not. I promise. And one of the reasons I don't, I get a lot of flack from, some of my Republican friends is because I haven't bought in to a lot of the stuff on that side of the aisle when it comes to some of these theories about what happens, what doesn't happen. But I have allowed myself, and I do allow myself, a conspiratorial thought occasionally. And the one I had today is this: like, okay, so what would the reason be to do a debate this early? For each side. For me, I was like looking at the Democratic side, looking at Joe Biden. If you have a guy that the number one thing or with the independents when it comes to voting for Joe Biden is his age, and that is a major player, you want to get this guy out in front of an audience to see how he's going to react as early as possible, so that if you decide to make a change or you decide that something needs to happen, in June rather than in September.
I think this happened because of the challenge that was issued earlier this year, rather than it being something that is, part of the political norm, part of the process we normally see. This started, I believe, as a beef on social.
And let me tell you something. I believe that's part of it.
Yeah, I don't know why else we'd be doing it this early.
Because if you think about it, really, if this is a Democratic play, if this is a play by these guys and they goaded Donald Trump because of his kind of bombastic ego and stuff, if they goaded him into this debate,
I thought he fired the first salvo.
I always thought it was the other way around.
No, I thought he issued the challenge and then Biden said, okay.
Oh, that's funny because I actually thought it was the other way around. That when Biden said I would debate him anywhere, anyplace, anytime. And then Trump said something about it, you're going right back, any place, any time. They'd both kind of laid down the gauntlet that they were willing to do it at least.
Right.
And then it just kind of became like a thing. Because that's another thing I asked Scott. I said, where did this even come from? I mean, this early, this has to be something else. And then both of these candidates both have a lot to lose tonight. They also have a lot to gain tonight.
Yeah.
But theoretically, you could shut the whole party down tonight.
But it's happened before in history. Nixon was the preferred candidate until a television audience got to see him looking like a sweaty old man next to a virile young John F. Kennedy.
That's right.
And that changed the course of that presidential race. So this has happened before. It's the first time in my lifetime.
This early, in June.
Just so many. I'll have a rundown of all the different things that make this debate set up, as well as a fun game and where you can find it.
Yeah, very good. All right, 407-916-1041. This also is starting to kind of start a lot of prop bets.
Yeah.
A lot of prop bets out there, Jackson.
No, that's what I love most about it.
So number one of them is Bet Online, which is, I guess, one of these, again, apps or platforms where you can gamble on damn near anything. Donald Trump is the clear favorite to win the 2024 presidential election, according to them, at minus 160. Now, let's move down to the prop bets. What do you think the very first prop bet is? And this is based on Trump, by the way. I mean, each of these go back and forth. This one just happens to be they're betting on Trump doing this. What do you think the number one thing is?
Tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, in the debate.
Yes, in the debate tonight.
They're betting on Trump. What's the number one? That he's going to
make a face.
Sleepy Joe.
Okay, so you're on it because what it is they're talking about is what do you think he'll say first? Which one of his standard responses?
Yeah.
And of course it would be fake news. 65% of the money is on that he will say fake news before he'll say dementia, crack, felon, Sleepy Joe. Jack, you got Sleepy Joe there, 24%. Ooh. Hunter is at 65%. Jail is at 69%. Abortion, Putin, crypto, and rigged are all in the 60%.
Do you think he, instead of saying Hunter, will say your crackhead son?
No, man, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Here's the thing. Drug addiction does not know party.
Come on. You're going to apply rules to
I'm just saying.
What these guys are going to be saying?
Yeah. And the thing is I don't know how much these guys are being managed. The thing is they've been running Biden through this entire thing like it's a James Cameron movie, and Trump's just been at the playground at McDonald's, hanging out, kind of going through Twitter, preparing for this thing. So you don't know what's going to happen.
Got a pretty good idea, though. I think the saying something goes like luck favors the prepared.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I agree with that.
Does Biden refer to Trump as a felon?
Yes, for sure. Without question. I mean, I think that's one of the first things he's going to bring up. It says, will the debate exceed 90 minutes?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, the money is on yes. The money is that it will.
They actually are pretty good about the clock. Not individually when they're speaking, but in total, they just kind of end it sooner. And, so it starts at 9, right? With pregame at 8.
But that's when it's starting.
I'm tailgating.
It starts at 9, but it's only 90 minutes. I thought it was 2 hours. All right.
Well, they're saying, do you think 90. It's going to be over or under? In other words, do you think they'll run it late?
Okay. Oh, so I think it can exceed 90. Yeah, because I think the TV networks have until 11, so they have the full 2 hours.
They sure do.
Because then they do their post game,
and that's coverage. What they're allotting for. I think it's what they're allotting for is it to go about 90 minutes, and them to have their talking heads, the big favorites out there, kind of giving analysis of what happened. Right. First topic of the debate: economy is the looks like the winner there. Let's see, how many times will Trump say fake news? The over and under is 1.5. I think that's low.
So will he say it twice?
Yeah, I think that's low. I think he's going to say it at least 3 or 4 times. Yes.
I might take the under on that.
How many times will he say stolen or rigged? The over and under is 3.5. They think he's going to say stolen or rigged more than fake news on CNN. How many non-facts will be said by Donald Trump?
Oh,
the over and under is 15.5. How many times will the moderator...
Just everything else aside, that alone, that they are betting the average to be about 15 untruths. Right. Let's call them lies.
Yeah. How many times will How many times will the moderator call for order?
3.
The over and under is 4.5 times. Yeah. Which country name will be said first? China, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Mexico, North Korea.
I'm going to say China.
The money's on China.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's actually even money on China and Ukraine.
Yeah, with Mexico, they don't say Mexico. They say immigration. They'll say migrants. They'll say,
right.
They'll address the border crisis without saying Mexico.
Right. Mexico. Then here we go. The last one before we get to news. Which state name will be said first? Your choices are Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, and Wisconsin. And if you read any of the news this morning, you may know where this is.
No clue.
Yeah. Brian Kemp came up this morning and said today that he did not vote for Trump in the primary. So I think it's going to be Georgia, and that's where the money is. Yeah, minus 240. All right, going to be exciting tonight. 80 million people expected to watch. I will be damn sure one of them. I'm not going to miss it for anything. 407-916-1041. Deb, got some news?
Yeah, we're going to talk some more about the first 2024 presidential debate, which takes place tonight. Also, we're going to talk about Orange County Police reminding communities of a new custody exchange law. And nothing to see here, folks, but 2 huge asteroids are going to swing by Earth. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at some slow traffic due to a disabled vehicle reported westbound on I-4 just after 436. That is blocking the center lane on the interstate. Traffic moving well east and westbound today for those on the Beach Line and the Greenway. No major delays to report on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Guys, listen up. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason at all, hit pause. Learn a little bit about the Nickley Group. These guys are actually changing the real estate game. Get stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for home sellers and buyers. And don't believe the news that the market is softening. Homes in Orlando are selling for record prices. So look, if you are considering selling your home for any reason, downsizing, relocating, maybe you just need a bigger home as your family expands, contact the Nickley Group. Not only do they sell group homes on average for 6% more, they sell them for twice as much as well. So get your home valued instantly. Get a guaranteed cash offer or list your home today at thenickley.com. Google them. Over 3,000 five-star reviews. If you're longing for a next-level real estate experience, that's the Nickley Group, NICKLEY Group.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
and more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
The Heat of the Moment Tour, starring Asia. Saturday, July 20th, 7 p.m., Hard Rock Live Orlando. Asia Live with Focus, founding member of Wishbone Ash, Martin Turner, and Curved Air, all with the original band leaders. Together in one night. On sale at Hard Rock Live Box Office and Ticketmaster. Don't miss Asia.
Imagine you could convert the cash trapped in your home without taking on high-interest debt or the hassle of moving. Well, now you can. Welcome to EasyKnock, the revolutionary solution for homeowners looking to go from equity-rich to cash-rich, all while staying in the home. Why worry about lender approvals? EasyKnock's sale-leaseback solutions allow you to avoid harsh credit score and debt-to-income requirements. Sell your house to EasyKnock for 100% fair market value and then rent it back, getting the cash and flexibility you need. In today's high-interest rate environment, why take on more debt? Turn your home equity into the cash you need to pay down that pesky credit card debt, those lingering student loans, or just to secure your finances. EasyKnock is your answer. Don't let lenders hold you back. Visit EasyKnock.com now and discover how you can convert your home equity today. EasyKnock. It's your home, and now it's your cash. Terms and conditions apply. EasyKnock sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-798-3399. That's 800-798-3399. 800-798-3399.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Buy one, get two free at PyroSpot Fireworks. PyroSpot has Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks with prices that blow the competition away. Visit our locations in Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just 10 miles north of downtown Orlando. Visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
I just hope that for the debate tonight to prepare Biden, they got the guy from Saturday Night Live to help him prepare for going against Trump. Because, no, he'd be good. I hope they did it, but probably not. But I think it'd be funny.
Shane Gillis or the actual guy? Because even the cast member that does him, I guess, for all their sketches and stuff. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. Remember, you can watch us do our thing. Just go to JimColbertLive.com. Click right through to our YouTube channel. Give us a like and subscribe while you're sitting there. Well, welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is here as well. And Deb has your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen Saturday while you're out, what is it you do? Garage sailing.
Yeah, there you go.
When he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. All right, we open the show with this, but of course the biggest story in the land as the political spotlight is on the presidential candidates as they are set for their first debate in almost 4 years. As Barry University's Dr. Sean Foreman explains, President Biden challenged former President Donald Trump to a one-on-one with him without a live audience and muted microphones, except for when the candidates are speaking.
I think they're both going to come armed with many prepared comments in which they're looking to get a rise out of each other.
Yeah, he says Biden's goal is to come off as alert and cognizant, while Trump wants to come off as trustworthy. The latest Active Vote poll shows Trump is ahead of Biden, but only by about 3% margin at 51%. All right, now we talked about there won't be a live audience at tonight's presidential debate, and this is the first presidential debate without a live audience since the presidential debate in 1960 between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. It will also be the first presidential debate since 1988 that the Commission on Presidential Debates has not sponsored the event, as both campaigns took issue with some of the organization's rules. Not only that, but the debate will also be the earliest in election year history, with the first presidential debates usually taking place sometime in September and October.
I like the fact that there's no audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that actually plays out into it, because sometimes when they're, that in the State of the Union, it's like, shut up.
Right, yeah. It just takes so much
clapping.
time. Right, and it powers some of the stuff that that really interrupts everything, so you can't hear what they're talking about, especially when it comes to the policy.
Well, you're going to want to be able to hear, because the New York Post is hoping to make watching tonight's presidential debate a little more entertaining. The newspaper has a bingo card on its website.
Let's go.
You can mark every time you hear a specific phrase or word uttered by either President Biden or former President Trump. Some of the, what'd you call them, the side bets?
Yeah,
prop bets. Okay, well, some of these are the same. So some words include woke, voter fraud, rigged election, and Hunter Biden.
There you go.
On to other news, and it's some good news. 6 Florida insurance companies will offer lower rates later this year.
Damn, that's good news.
Isn't that good news?
That's great news.
The state's Office of Insurance Regulation says 6 of the at least 8 insurers who filed for reductions have already been approved. Now, in the latest report, the agency states that 10 other companies have filed to keep its prices the same in 2024. That's good news as well.
Yep.
Insurance Commissioner Michael Yawarski believes the rate decreases are a sign of the governor's ongoing commitment to ensuring a reliable market for policyholders. I giveth, and now I taketh away.
Therefore.
Yeah, because I don't know if y'all have been paying attention or not, but the tropics are heating up.
Yes.
With the National Hurricane Center forecasters giving a wave a 70% chance of developing over the next week.
It's a little early. We were thinking the Atlantic's going to be busy this year, and unfortunately, it's starting to look like that's going to come true. We'll keep watching it, and we know that people in those islands are going to be keeping a close eye on it, too.
Yeah, senior hurricane specialist Dr. Richard Pash says it could be in the southeastern Caribbean Sea on Sunday, with a hurricane hunter possibly heading into it over the weekend. They're saying it could be a depression or even a storm by this weekend.
Wow, really? Good Lord.
Now, there is some Saharan dust which could help offset some development, but the other issue that they're really worried about is that this is going to be traveling over waters that normally wouldn't be this warm until August or September, and they're already off the charts.
Yep.
So that's just nothing but fuel.
Superpowers,
exactly. And believe it or not, much of the Sunshine State is feeling the impacts from the ongoing dry conditions.
Yeah.
The new U.S. Drought Monitor map released earlier today shows that Northeast Florida, as well as Brevard, Indian River, and Osceola counties are under a moderate drought. Meanwhile, the central portion of the state, where we're at, and the Panhandle are considered abnormally dry. While a heat advisory is no longer in effect for the state, people are expected to experience feel-like temperatures in the triple digits throughout the rest of the, till the end of time.
Yes, I did. It's so funny. I saw an article yesterday. It said, get ready for the heat and get used to it.
Yep.
Because this is not going to be this is not a bad summer. This is going to be a pattern now. This is going to be the new norm. Next Saturday, it's supposed to be 101 degrees without the index.
All right. Governor Ron DeSantis is not supporting a bill focused around water quality at Florida beaches. He vetoed 4 measures yesterday, including one that would have required the state health department to take additional steps if bodies of water did not meet quality standards. Now, under the legislation, the agency would issue health advisories and close access to waterways when necessary. DeSantis says he made protecting Florida's natural resources a top priority, but this grant of power to the department over local beaches is ill-advised.
Where's that power supposed to be then?
I would think, there's already enough stuff you can get out of the water, especially as it gets warmer, right?
Yeah. I'm glad they do that, though. I'm glad they warn you if the water's too warm or whatever. I mean, especially when we get to the dog days, which is in August, and the water is so hot that it's literally dangerous because if it's able to breed those amoebas in the shallow areas that are in the sand, you start splashing around, goes up your nose, night-night.
Mm-hmm. And there's even saltwater versions of those. Okay, Orange County Police are reminding communities really across the state of a new Florida law that's about to go into place, and it's intended to protect families. The Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook yesterday saying all law enforcement agencies in the Sunshine State will be required to designate a safe location for custody exchanges starting on July 1st. Now, for people living in Orange County, that site is going to be in the parking lot in front of the Sheriff's Office north entrance that's right off West Colonial Drive. It will offer 24-hour surveillance. Police say they're there to support families and provide a secure environment for those important moments, because we know so often that custody exchange can be a very dangerous time.
Yeah, it sure can. Yeah.
For both parents.
Yep.
We've heard the stories.
And the children as well.
And for the children, exactly. All right, a Sumter County man wanted for a deadly robbery in Lake County is finally in custody.
They caught this guy, the neck tat guy that executed that? Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, FDLE agents arrested Alex Lopez, who's in Wildwood. Yeah, yesterday, staying in a motel room in Kissimmee in Osceola County.
Wow, really?
He was wanted for killing a 51-year-old man who was simply working at a convenience store in Leesburg last month, FaceTiming his wife on his daughter's 16th birthday. The 25-year-old Lopez is facing charges that include murder and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Again, he walked into the store, immediately started firing at the clerk, shot him several times, and left with less than $100.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know if you guys remember this story, but a musical about the aftermath of the Pulse nightclub shooting here in Orlando begins off-Broadway previews today at the Pershing Square Signature Center on 42nd Street. It's called From Here, and it's about Orlando's response to the 2016 massacre that claimed 49 lives at the nightclub that catered to the LGBTQ community. It's not so much about the shooting, though, but about what senseless violence can do to a community. The main character is Daniel, a gay man in his 30s who eventually finds his footing and a future again after the Pulse tragedy. If you're going to New York City and you want to check out The Great White Way, From Here will run through August 11th.
There you go. I saw it. They produced it. They made it out of the Renaissance Theater here in Orlando. It's their show, and then they were able to get it, to off-Broadway.
To off-Broadway at 42nd Street.
Yeah. So, I saw it. It's excellent.
Is it good?
And good luck to them.
Is that funded by somebody we know?
Break legs. Well, we know that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Governor Ron DeSantis promoting road improvements along the I-4 corridor in Orange,
really?
Osceola, and Polk counties as part of the $14 billion Moving Florida Forward program. DeSantis says they include a lot of widening on Interstate 4, especially around the attractions from Orange to Polk counties.
Champions Gate and over to World Drive. Next year, there will be one additional lane that will be open at I-4. That's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, because the most amount of funding will go toward highway upkeep and the construction of 140 new lane miles.
I think they need 140 new lanes.
Yeah. They could make it 7 lanes wide. That thing would still be bumper to bumper.
That area.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, we were going that way, and we were coming home from there like 2 o'clock in the morning from Tampa. It's slammed. So, I mean, starting.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. You have a 15-mile backup going into the park areas.
Oh,
at 1 o'clock in the morning, all the time.
Well, rail systems, airports, and community transit will also get money to make repairs. Okay, speaking of transit and travel, SpaceX celebrating a successful mission from Brevard County, Jimmy, just for you.
Yay!
The company sent a batch of Starlink internet satellites into low Earth orbit while on board a Falcon 9 rocket earlier this morning. The mission from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station marked a historic 20-second trip for the first stage booster supporting the flight. Yeah. Now, what number launch is this from Florida Space Coast this year?
This year?
This year.
Oh, my God. It's okay. So you figure 2 or 3 a month, June 6, 18. I'll go on the other side of that. I'll go 33 launches.
All right.
I was going to go 69 to be
funny.
Stupid. But I'll go 50.
48.
Okay, very nice. Good job,
48.
Jack.
Good job, Jack.
So close.
All right, this is I can't read. This is what was the movie where they tried to get to the asteroid?
The one with Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Armageddon?
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
This next story is, okay, so a new spaceship is being built that will bring down the International Space Station. NASA announced on Wednesday that it is
with lasers or
no. NASA announced on Wednesday that it has awarded an $843 million contract to SpaceX to build the so-called U.S. deorbit vehicle, which would guide the ISS back into Earth's atmosphere in the year 2030. Re-entering the atmosphere would effectively destroy the ISS. I'm not sure if they're aware, but there was a tool that, remember, escaped an astronaut's tool belt and then landed in some guy's roof?
Right, yeah.
Well, in a press release, NASA said it's crucial to prepare for the safe and responsible deorbit of the space station, which is the size of a football field, to ensure avoidance of risk to populated areas.
Yeah, for sure. You
I
want to do
love
that.
that NASA speak.
Yeah, you want to do that for
Ensure
sure.
avoidance of risk to populated areas.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
It is a big plus.
Hey, you don't want to drop a football building
Right, exactly.
on some unsuspecting Nebraskans after you're off a couple hundo.
football building. I don't know, Nebraska, there's a chance you might miss everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want those people out just rounding up the old cows.
Yeah, you take out some corn.
I mean, because you saw the damage that one little piece of machinery when it went through that guy's. It destroyed his roof. It buried itself into his floor.
Yeah, a AAA battery at 17,000 miles an hour is going to hurt.
What do you think they're gonna? What are they gonna shoot for? The desert or the ocean?
Oh, I don't know.
I would think the ocean because I mean it's such an expanse. The problem is the recon.
Yeah.
I mean, if the thing's that big, I mean, how many ships are going to get out there near it to bring it? They're not going to just let it go to the bottom.
No, it'll only be pieces at that point, right?
Yeah.
It won't be usable stuff. But is it a natural reef? Is it a hazard to the oceans?
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I would think that they would take zero chances at anyone having access to that. I mean, I don't know though. We've used that with other countries that we don't have the best relationships with. So.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. They're space tugboats, basically, what they're building.
Yeah.
All right, and then speaking of finally about space, scientists are saying, hey, Nothing to worry about. But there are 2 giant asteroids that are hurtling towards Earth.
Okay, no problem.
European Space Agency says an asteroid over a mile wide will be zipping by the Earth this afternoon at a relatively close 4 million miles away. It poses no threat, but they say it's the closest flyby on record of an asteroid that size. Then on Saturday, another huge asteroid will zip past our planet. The recently discovered asteroid is a lot smaller at only about 800 feet wide. There's that AA battery you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it will come a lot closer at around 180,000 miles from Earth.
Oof, that's parting our hair. It's a little snug for your boy here.
Exactly.
I don't know if you know this. That's Mr. T-Rex a couple years ago was going, hey, what's that? Then all of a sudden there was nothing. Just a cloud of death.
You're not all wrong about that, right?
Exactly.
I know they just celebrated and gave the name to the white bison calf that was born at Yellowstone today, right?
Really?
Fulfilling the prophecy of a lot of indigenous tribes, but it's a blessing and a warning.
Yeah, sure.
Now, scientists do say there's no risk of it hitting us, but at the same time noted that if it did, it would cause, here comes some more NASA speak, quote, considerable damage. End quote.
And by considerable, we mean it'll split the Earth in half. And
Splitting hair.
And we'll hurtle off into space.
Exactly. Sayonara.
Yeah.
Either way, you are now officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. There's a problem over in Cocoa Beach. I had no idea it was this big of a deal, but it's happened a couple times now, and I'll tell you what that is next.
Oh.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
One more time. I was wrong, Angel. We can auction off one more thing.
Thank you. That's
okay.
Be a promo.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Thursday forecast, and the rest of the day will feature hot and humid temperatures with afternoon highs soaring well into the low to mid 90s. I have 93 degrees today in Orlando. Feels like temperatures will be in the low 100s. We also will expect some isolated to scattered afternoon showers and storms. These could begin as early as midday, but will gradually taper off by the late afternoon and evening hours. We'll expect those hot temperatures to continue all the way throughout the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Man, you see that thermometer just like I do. It is hot in Central Florida, and the question you have to ask yourself is my AC ready for more months of brutal heat? Well, if you even think a little bit that it's not, you got to call my friends over at Mills Air. Get that preventive maintenance plan. That's basically a tune-up for your AC. They'll come in, make sure the Freon's good, make sure the ductwork is good, make sure all the capacitors are ready to go. Everything has to be perfect to make it through these brutal summer heat in Florida, and they can make sure that happens. 30-plus years of experience, and their techs know these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. These guys can fix it. Not to mention, if you do need a new unit, Carrier factory authorized dealers, that could mean up to $1,275 in rebates towards your brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today. Schedule that appointment. 407-277-1159. Find them online easily at millsair.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
The 2024 Mikeys are here. Hey guys, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Join me Friday, June 28th at the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs for the 2024 Mikey Awards. Join us as we celebrate the best in Florida sports. Tickets are $40 and includes a food buffet and 2 beer tickets. Come on out, hang out with your favorite 96.9 The Game personalities as we honor the best in Florida sports. Tickets available now at 969thegame.com/Mikeys, presented by Bud Light.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando. Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey, Jim, one of the reasons it seems like they might be doing this before they're doing it real early like this is because if Biden really has a bad showing tonight, they still have a chance to replace him. And that's a theory that's been going around a lot lately about maybe Hillary stepping in and taking his place, and it'll be Hillary and Kamala. All right? That's my 2 cents.
I don't know about Hillary, dude, but I have heard that conspiracy that they're rolling him out early to see how he reacts in front of the shiny lights. Yeah, I got to tell you, though, the conspiracy world is fun. If you can dip your toe into occasionally, it's a little bit of a leveling agent, I promise.
it is as entertainment.
Yeah.
But
Right.
there are
There
people
you
who
go.
don't take it as
Oh,
entertainment.
There
no,
you
it's
go.
entertainment for sure.
There's
yeah.
the uncomfortable part.
It's not uncomfortable at all, actually. It's perfectly, yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. If you want to leave a talk back, that's what that gentleman did. It's easy. Get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. Once you get it, use that microphone to send your comment on down the line. I changed my camera setup, and now I'm sitting way high in the frame. It was just me, my talking head a minute ago. And then now it's my my furry gray chest on display for everyone.
The way you have it now is how it should be.
Yeah, you're right. It's how it should be. You're right, 100%.
You'll-
Usually it's just my chin talking. I look like Kilroy with a bad beard.
I don't say this often or ever, but you look good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. All right, guys.
You know, by the way, the Cocoa Beach thing was this. And what?
Somebody texted, is it that people refer to it as Coco?
No. It's a woman got impaled by her
beach umbrella.
By her umbrella.
Yeah.
So I read this story because I was like, man, this is that. I've read one other story. Man, this happens. And I guess that's maybe, I doubt it, but if have you been to the beach lately? Just like a Sunday morning to hang out for a few hours?
Last year.
You?
Oh, it's been forever.
Been forever, right? Well, when you go to the beach now, there are umbrellas. There's no question. But the new thing for shade is these weird, like they're powered by the wind. So it's like imagine like a half circle of metal, like one of those tent things where you bend it,
Yeah.
and then it's just a wisp of this nylon, and you set it up so the predominant breeze fills that thing up, and you just sit under it. That's all it is.
And it just waves. And so the last time I went a year ago, I was right next to one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately looked it up, saw the price, and said, no thanks.
How much are they?
They're over $100.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather get impaled.
Yeah. Well, and that's because if you think about the base of one of those umbrellas, they come to a point.
Well, also,
a lot of them, yeah.
And all you need is a little rogue breeze to snatch that thing out of there and send it like a missile down the line. This thing jammed into her leg to the point where they had to cut it off with bolt shears and then take her to the hospital with it still in her leg.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is take it out because you don't know.
Could be blocking an artery.
Exactly. And then they said that they had to use bolt cutters because they wanted to minimize the movement.
Yeah. And then when you're reading the story, they tell you about other incidents. And there was an incident up north in New Jersey at a beach up there where a woman was killed because one was blown out and she caught it right in the chest.
Oh.
And it killed her right there on the beach. Anyway.
I flew one on Jones Beach when I was a kid, 6, 7, I don't know. We had our umbrella. It was like one you'd have in your picnic table in your backyard, right? So it was in the ground, and then they built up the sand around it. And
thinking that would hold it.
Yeah, and I was just holding on to it, and I was like, I just started pushing with my feet, pushing down on that little mound of sand, and so I was like pushing away the support. A gust of wind came.
And you didn't hit me. You don't hit me as a girthy child.
I was quite thin, and me and that umbrella, we went down the beach.
Wow,
man. Whoa, they are far more dangerous than you really think. A lot of times,
I would think they would have you ever seen the ones that have like the breakaway thing? Like if the wind under it gets too strong, it'll automatically kind of break away. And you
really?
Reconnect it. Yeah,
safer than getting impaled.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. One other little story I had pulled yesterday that we didn't get to was, this kid at UCF that's been tracking Elon's jet?
Yeah.
Jack Sweeney is this kid's name.
Yeah, I like that last name.
I got to tell you, I kind of came down on this kid a little bit. I'm like, all right, you know what? I saw a picture of Jack Sweeney. I'm like, Jack Sweeney looks like a guy who would track your jet. And he would, and then just kind of be, a little petulant little kid about it. Like, I'm tracking your jet. You can't do nothing about it.
He also tracked Taylor Swift, remember?
A bunch of people's.
Yeah.
That's when other people got mad. A whole different sect of people got mad.
Now, if you remember, Elon Musk made this guy an offer to stop doing it. Do you guys remember how much the money was?
Was it $5,000?
$5,000 is the answer, right? Now, he turned that down. He goes, no, thanks. I don't need your $5K.
From you?
Mr. Coquillionaire,
Right,
whatever
exactly.
you are now. Because I think it wasn't, no, it's Amazon. It just got valued at $2 trillion. But he did offer another thing. Did you see the story?
I saw the story, but I never read it.
Yeah, so what he did was, he goes, hey, Elon Musk. And what happened is this guy, Jack Sweeney, took a picture with Gus Malzahn. And Gus Malzahn, I guess, put up a thing. It says, "Hey, Elon Musk, I found the guy who's tracking your plane." And he took a picture with Jack Sweeney and put it up. So Jack Sweeney goes out and I said, I tell you what, Elon, I got a deal for you. I'll stop tracking your plane if you do this. What do you think the deal was? And he's legit. He goes, you do this, and I'll wipe it out immediately. I won't track your plane another mile, and you'll get something out of it.
Give me a blue check mark on Twitter.
That's a good guess. That's not the answer.
Sell Twitter and turn it back to Twitter.
It actually would benefit UCF.
Ooh.
He goes, I tell you what, I'll stop tracking your plane if you sponsor the stadium at UCF football, and we call it SpaceX Stadium. Which I have to tell you
is pretty damn cool.
I'm now back. I'm in love with Jack Sweeney now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good move.
Jack Sweeney just kind of gained some respect for your boy Jimbo because I was like, that, my friend, is how you do business. Yeah, that's how you do it. You extort people to get what you want. But I thought it would be kind of cool. Wouldn't it be cool? That's a drop in the bucket for that guy.
Oh, are you kidding?
And we're here in Central Florida. We're on the Space Coast. Now, of course, we're not Melbourne. We're not Titusville by any means, but still, we're the predominant university in Central Florida by a million, and we work hand in hand with the university, or the university works hand in hand with NASA to create engineering issue or to solve engineering issues and to create technologies for the program.
Even beyond that, I believe in the new budget that was just signed by the governor includes taxpayer money to help build like a spaceport facility for SpaceX on the Space Coast.
That's right, man.
So, I mean, it's only fair that he comes back and sponsors the stadium.
Only fair, huh?
A texter says that it was actually the UCF Arena. I don't know, because that has UCF Arena is sponsored by Addition Financial.
Yeah,
right,
this is definitely the stadium because he says the name. He goes, "How good does the name SpaceX Stadium sound?" And it sounds badass. It sounds like.
Oh, that's awesome.
That says it says
it used to be Bright House, but it was something else.
FBC Mortgage.
Yeah.
It says it's something UCF fans have been pushing for recent years. It says the university inked a 10-year deal with FBC Mortgage for the stadium naming rights, nearly $20 million in 2022. And that was before FBC Mortgage was even a thing, they said. It's got its nickname, the Bounce House, but I got to tell you, if it was SpaceX Stadium, we could get rid of that Bounce House thing and come up with something else. I mean, not that the Bounce House is bad, but
I told you, I think I coined the term Bounce House.
Did you really?
I think so.
Al Gore.
I remember saying it on the air, and I remember it's one of the few things I say that I didn't get from someone else.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's just before or after you invented the microwave?
That would be after the microwave,
right.
definitely.
407-916-1041. I would be all about SpaceX Stadium.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
He could land his chopper there. I don't know why I said that. I just think it'd be kind of cool to land a chopper somewhere. Just fly in the team on a bunch of Hueys. Oh, God, that'd be awesome.
You're just thinking about that helicopter ride that's part of that trip to see the Eagles at the Sphere.
You are 100% right.
Jealous.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Take a little break. Come back with Danny Meyer. We'll do Date Night Done Right after this.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at some slow traffic due to a disabled vehicle reported westbound on I-4 just after 436. That is blocking the center lane on the interstate. Traffic moving well east and westbound today for those on the Beach Line and the Greenway. No major delays to report on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here. If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you one thing. It is the best thing I ever did. And more often than not, they'll pitch this in. I should have done it way sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law said. Got his done around 58. He said he should have done it way, way earlier. And my wife is about to make this move as well. So what are you waiting for? If you deal with bad eyes and eye issues, contact the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys are offering free LASIK consultations. Why wouldn't you take a few minutes and find out what they can do for you to make your life better every day? Simply text 1041 to 868686. Start your journey with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. That's the latest state-of-the-art tech as well. That gets you the best results every single time. And if you have financial issues, don't worry. They have 24-month Interest-free financing waiting on you right now. Again, book your appointment right now. Text 1041 to 868686. Schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Celebrate our country's independence in Mount Dora as the City of Mount Dora and Real Radio present the Freedom on the Waterfront on July 3rd. Musical performances from All for One and Inner Circle. Food, fun, and Central Florida's best fireworks display over Lake Dora. Event starts at 5 p.m. and is sponsored by Visit Lake, Mullinax Ford, Coors Beer, Mellow Mushroom, and Fox 35. Visit the City of Mount Dora's event page for more information. Don't miss Freedom on the Waterfront in Mount Dora on July 3rd.
Hey, have you ever pulled into your driveway and just wished you could replace those single-pane aluminum windows, especially right now, right? All that lost AC, not to mention your weathered front door? Well, you can with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors using their unique Fibrix material, which combines elegance and resilience, offering double the strength of traditional vinyl. And then just sit back and relax, because you've chosen a company that can handle your replacement project from start to finish. And everything is made in the USA in Minnesota. So get started now. Now through June, buy one window or patio door and receive one 40% off. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0, so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
The door to your happy place is right around the corner at Shipley Donuts. With more than 60 varieties to choose from, Shipley Donuts serves freshly made delights daily. Visit us today at 2255 South Cimarron Boulevard.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo Goulet, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
I am.
Let's do date night done right.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is date night done right.
Good and loud for our friend Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide.
Hey, woohoo!
Look at you. How's things?
Things are marvelous.
Marvelous, are
Ooh,
they?
they are.
Have you had a good week?
It's been a good week. It's been very busy. This is supposed to be kind of a slower season around my world, but no. It's just been bam, bam. And you can't, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, just powering through with this heat, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on and different places to check out.
Very nice. That's good. Well, let's get to it. Danny Meyering appears courtesy of the Orlando Date Night Guide, OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. And, of course, after the segment today, we'll put it up at JimColbertLive.com so you can listen to it again, pick up on some of the stuff that you maybe missed here on the show. And, of course, always go to OrlandoDateNightGuide.com to find out other things as well. What do you have for us today?
So we've got another sunset at the zoo happening tomorrow at 5 o'clock. This is at the Central Florida Zoo in Sanford. The Sunset at the Zoo program is something they do in the summer. It happens once per month. And this month's theme is, of course, going to be Pride, since we're wrapping up Pride Month. And it is just $6 for tickets, which is like a third of what normally zoo admission is. So that's a good time. They have food trucks and live music, and the sun is going down eventually. So
eventually.
Eventually. That was just in the Carolinas, and it was weird because it was light until 9 o'clock. My wife and I commented, like, we could play catch in the parking lot right now, and it was 9.
Wow.
It's wild, which I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. the Earth is flat, though, isn't it? No.
It is.
Happening on Saturday is the Dog Days of Summer. This is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at College Park in the Main Street area, so Edgewater Drive. So you're going to have lots of cute doggos going around. Everyone's encouraged to bring their dog with them. They're going to have the quirkiest dog contest, so that'll be interesting. And there's going to be local dog businesses and stuff, too. So it's a good way to meet someone, you know, that classic love story.
That's right.
Of
Oh, yeah.
two dogs and their owners meeting. You know.
And Mid-Drive's right there, too.
Yeah.
Get over there for a cocktail and a big old burger.
You know it's going to be good. Speaking of drinking, Summer Beer Olympics is happening on Saturday as well at 12 o'clock at Ivanhoe Park Brewing. So you know they always have fun events. There's going to be exciting new beer releases and different games and stuff. So good people watching there, perhaps. And hopefully the weather will be okay because it's mostly outdoors there at Ivanhoe Park Brewing. And the Great American Block Party is happening. This is at the Lake Nona Town Center.
Now, why do you laugh after you say that? Is it just a big old party or what?
I'm hoping it is.
Yeah,
it
good.
sounds like it's going to be.
Don't let me down, people.
Right. So it's Saturday from 3 to 11. So this is like you start off with the kids and the families and stuff, and then come bedtime, hopefully it'll get a little bit livelier.
Pace yourselves, people.
Yes. So there's going to be fun and games, live music, roaming live entertainers, a lineup of food trucks, carnival games. And then there is a laser light show in the evening once the sun goes down. And this is all free, so it's
awesome.
It's a good time.
Now, this is in Lake Nona?
Yep. So this is the town center area, so kind of where Boxy Park is and where that parking garage.
Yeah.
They do stuff over the holidays, so this is kind of the summer equivalent of that. So then starting on Monday, I kind of wish it was starting this weekend, but starting on Monday is the Flavors of Florida at Disney Springs. And we got to go to the media preview of this yesterday, and they announced that Disney Springs is now going to have their own exclusive beer that is done by Playa Linda Brewing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't really drink much anymore, but I had 2 sips of this, so I could tell the people if it's good or not.
Yeah, tell the peeps.
That's my excuse.
What kind of beer is this, by the way?
So it's an orange Pilsner.
There you go.
So it's a 4.5 ABV, not heavy. Obviously, Disney's not going to throw you an IPA that's all juicy and stuff.
Yeah, the boys call that crushable.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, and in that spirit, it's called the Sunshine Stroll. And in fact, when they were kind of announcing it to us, they were explaining like it's designed to where, if you do want to walk from one end of Disney Springs to the other with it, you'll be fine. It's got a nice light orange flavor. It was kind of shandy-ish.
Yeah, I
me.
gotcha. Very nice.
Look at me, sounding like I know what I'm talking
that's
about.
exactly what I was thinking. Nice shandy, the Leinenkugel line. There's good.
So then if you haven't done Flavors of Florida, it's kind of Disney Springs Food Festival, but you don't have to worry about a theme park ticket.
Nice.
They don't have the booths set up like you would at Epcot, but each restaurant has their own little offering. Some have special cocktails, some have special desserts or full entrees. There are 5 different styles of Cuban sandwiches during this. So you can. I'm calling it a Cuban crawl, which might also be misconstrued a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So there's a lot of cool stuff. Let's see, the Deluxe Burger, which is Disney's burger joint there, is going to have a citrus burger, which has a signature patty, but then it's topped with pork belly. So you got a burger and pork belly.
Pork belly is my, oh my God almighty.
Is that your love language?
That's my peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Man, pork belly is all about that life. I love pork belly.
And it's citrus braised in this case.
I believe it's your stripper name, too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
No, but it is mine.
Pinky Porky. I love, that sounds delicious, by the way. I love that.
What, Pinky Porky?
Yeah, it's all that. If it'll get me to that burger, yes.
We have devolved.
Yes, we have.
Should I keep going on the description? There's a grapefruit paloma aioli, pickled and fried fennel, and a grapefruit jam on this burger.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Then you can walk over to Everglazed Donuts and get a strawberry shortcake donut, which is filled with fresh strawberries and whipped cream.
Okay.
There's
just out of curiosity, am I still alive by now?
Doesn't matter.
My heart.
They've got Reedy Creek Emergency Services on speed
Thank
dial.
God.
There you go.
Goodness gracious.
You're covered.
So lots of good stuff there. There's cocktails at different places, all kinds of things. Oh, and new this year, they're having pairing event dinners. So Fridays, you've got the culinary demonstrations that they introduced last year. And then on Saturday evenings, each restaurant, a different restaurant each week is going to have like a pairing dinner with cocktails and 3 courses and all of that. So all of that good stuff is at OrlandoDateNightGuide.com, and we have the entire menu listed there and links to the Disney official sites if you need that too. Let's see, going back in time a little bit on Sunday, this Sunday from 12 to 7 p.m. is a Tuscan wine tasting at the Good Pour in Longwood. So this is a good excuse to go stop by there if you haven't checked this out. It's relatively new. The Good Pour is a beverage store. They sell liquor, beer, wine, etc. But then it's set up like very gift shop-esque, and then a portion of sales goes to charity of your choice. So you get to select which one. They have like a little leaderboard to show you, how much money they've raised for each charity. With this Tuscan wine tasting, it's free. They're, doing little samples. There's representatives from Bonfif, so of course they're going to talk you into buying one of their wines or 12, whatever.
Are you sharing, Danny?
I don't really drink much anymore, so you can have all of mine. I'll be yours. A great companion.
I'll take it.
And lastly, a little something happening next week is the summer concert series. Blue Bamboo in Winter Park, you may have heard, does not have a permanent home at this point in time. And so the Castleberry Arts Center is giving them a home for the summer. This is a new art house, beautiful building at Lake Concord Park, overlooks the lake. And so this is happening July 5th, Friday at 8 p.m. Tickets are $35, and the performers are saxophonist and vocalist Greg Diaz and his quintet. And they will perform original music as well as original treatments of old and new jazz standards.
Yeah, that's a cool spot over there, by the way. Yeah, that's one of those little hidden secrets in Central Florida. It has been for a while, that place over in Castleberry, over by City Hall, because behind there, there's a little center where you can go and hang out, and they do a lot of cool stuff in the fall and spring there, like summer stuff. I didn't know that they did much in the summer because, again, it's just so brutal in the summer. That's cool they're doing something, though.
Yeah. So this is all indoors, this Castleberry Art Center. It's relatively new. They have like an art gallery component, and I think this is the first time they're going to have like performing arts happening in there. And, for $35 is not a bad deal.
Yeah.
And even if that's not in your budget, just, a plug for Lake Concord Park, that it's a great place to walk around. There's art sculptures and stuff, and it's right within walking distance from my neighborhood, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, with all the choices that you have, and of course all the connections you have through OrlandoDateNightGuide.com, what do you and the family end up doing on 4th of July? I know you have a little one.
Yeah, we do. I'm debating whether or not we're going to go hang with my parents in Cedar Key because we had a trip last weekend for work. We have a trip this weekend for work. And then my husband has to work for like 8 days in a row. So we're debating whether or not we want to throw in driving to Cedar Key or just chilling at home.
Is the 4th something you spend a lot of time celebrating and stuff? Like some families just look at it, it's a 4-day weekend or whatever. Some people get off on it. They really, really kind of celebrate that whole thing. Oh yeah. They do the firework thing like every day. Yeah.
That's our neighborhood is the place with like all the dang loud fireworks and like This is going
to be a brutal 4th of July, and I'll tell you.
No.
Yes.
Because it starts on Thursday. And you have all blanking weekend to blow those things off. So you can look for 3 straight days. I think Saturday wind up maybe being the worst. It's going to be brutal.
There's a lot of like cookouts and parties and things. We, of course, have a whole list on the site. But I will be that person with like hearing protection on like gun range hearing protection. I can't stand it. I'll have to like take a picture and post it so you guys can.
There's a community in Colorado actually that just banned fireworks, home fireworks.
Yeah.
And is encouraging residents to dime on their neighbors.
Oh, really? Get out of here.
No,
come
of
on.
course, Colorado.
It's Fort Collins.
It's the 4th of July.
I know.
And that's all. Like, it may bother me, but like people don't have to change their life to, you know. I get.
Code Black's from Fort Collins. That sounds like a very Fort Collins thing.
We're here in Florida, man.
Right.
Freedom Week, Freedom Month.
And if you live on a lake, I have to tell you, if you live on a lake, you watch those lake people battle in Windermere, I'm telling you straight up, you will get those people who live on lakes. If you want the best show, I mean,
that's true.
Like you just get on I-4 somewhere or on the 429 and just watch those neighborhoods battle it out.
Yeah.
My man Craig at Pirate Spot will tell you that those neighbors take it very seriously. And that's why I think this is going to be one of those weekends because, somebody may go crazy on Thursday night and somebody will be like, hold my beer. Friday night's going to be bad for you. And then it just goes back and forth until Sunday. Everybody's like 20 grand in a hole,
Just put on that the William Tell overture.
Yeah, and exactly right. All right, 407-916-1041. Danny, thank you so much as always. Give it up good and loud for Mr. Dan. Again, JimColbertLive.com for everything that Danny had today. And, of course, if you want to do anything else, OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Good seeing you. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Date Night Done Right is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Mortgage brokers are better. Why? They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It'll still be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average with a mortgage broker. That mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com. It's peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Major delays reported eastbound on I-4 this afternoon up in Seminole County due to a crash that currently blocks the left shoulder on the interstate between 1792 and the St. Johns River Bridge, causing nearly stopped traffic back from State Road 46. Heavy delays continue down by the major attractions exits as well. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Hey guys, listen up. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason at all, hit pause and learn about these guys over at the Nickley Group. They are awesome and they are changing the real estate game. Get stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for home sellers and buyers. And here's the other thing. Don't believe the news that this market is softening. It is not. Homes in Orlando are selling for record prices. So if you're considering selling your home for any reason, downsizing, relocating, maybe you need a bigger home as your family expands, contact the Nickley Group. Not only do these guys sell homes on average for 6% more, they sell them twice as fast as well. So get your home valued instantly, get a guaranteed cash offer, or list your home today at thenickley.group.com. Google them. Over 3,000 five-star reviews. It's thenickley.group.com. That's the Nickley, Nickley, group.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Mills Air and Business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors, from classic glazed to Oreo cookie-topped treats. Crafted from quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering available. Visit ShipleyDonuts.com. Now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
This is a consumer alert to all U.S. taxpayers who owe the IRS back taxes or have unfiled tax returns. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you can now take advantage of active programs that provide relief to struggling taxpayers and may reduce or eliminate what you owe if you qualify. Even if you are facing liens, levies, audits, wage garnishment, or already in a payment plan, call the Easy Tax Relief Helpline now to check what savings you may qualify for at 800-544-5228. You may qualify to reduce up to 99% of what you owe or for other special programs. Once qualified and enrolled, you can rest assured that your assets are protected and all collection efforts will be stopped. Billions of dollars in savings are available through these relief programs for struggling taxpayers, but you must call to see if you qualify. To see what savings you qualify for, call 800-544-5228. 800-544-5228. That's 800-544-5228.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Hey guys, I live on a lake and I really have enjoyed those great fireworks. Like you say, the neighborhood fireworks are great, and yes, they're amazing. But the downside of that is I now have pets and my dogs are super stressed out about those fireworks, and when it goes on for days, it's really hard to see my pets in such a state of anxiety to the point that now I have to put them on medication. It's a drag. That's why I don't like it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hola.
And so is Jack.
That's Jim.
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 You know, I don't know about you guys, but I've been having some, well, I shouldn't say this. Like, it's not in the water. I've been having some gastro issues.
All right.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if, because my diet is about the same. But I've been having some weird things. If you'll notice, like as I'm talking, I'll have these weird pauses.
Mm-hmm.
There's like these little burps for some reason. What is that?
Oh, that could be a nervous tick.
It may be a nervous tick, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it could be like a stress thing in your life. Like something's going on. Like you just bought a new house and it's turning into the money pit. And
no,
there's
it's not.
There's
though.
termites and wood rod. And a sinkhole.
I mean, I don't know why you just don't share the big ones.
Which is? Oh, those?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Sorry.
No, then he follows them up with a.
Come on back.
There we go. It's a little thing we have in the studio.
Hey, I want to get a quick shout out to my friends over at the Nickley Group. You know, they've just come on board, and these guys are wonderful people. It's a real estate group in Orlando. They're really kind of changing the game a lot. I met with them this past week, and this is a completely different machine than your normal. I'll go in, I'll see somebody in a sensible jacket and tie, and we'll talk about my real estate. You know, not like that at all. These guys are so progressive, so fun to be around. Mortgage services inside. They even offer moving assistance, all kinds of cool stuff. I want to welcome them to the show. I love the fact that they've taken a chance with us to get the word about when it comes to like really custom boutique real estate services. And let me tell you just real quick. When I sold this last house, I mean, I talked about it on the air, what a nightmare it was. Mm-hmm. It was a nightmare in a bunch of different ways. And I found out after dealing a number of houses in my life, what it's like to have something like that happen. I'd never had that experience before. When you talk to people who have dealt with this group right here, there is nothing like that. I mean, there is no machine like that at all. So if you want to check them out, it's the Nickley Group. That's Nickley Group. Find them at nickley.com. Good people, too. And again, we appreciate them coming on board. Really fun, really awesome people, and a really cool way to sell your house with an entire team of people to work on your home until it's sold. That's great. You don't just get one. You get an entire team of people until it's gone. So we love those guys. Thanks, Nickley's. We appreciate it very much. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I wanted to ask you guys, do you have a Stanley Cup?
No.
You do not have a Stanley Cup. You have yet to succumb?
No.
Does anybody in your family have a Stanley Cup?
Panthers kicked me off of the team before the season.
I knew you were going to say.
I was thinking that. I'm like, why would I have a Stanley Cup?
Jimmy, I can't even stand up on skates. Come on, man.
Does anybody in your family? This is a girl thing. I think I think I could safely say this is a female phenomenon.
Well, our director of programming, Rick, has one, but it's embossed with his name and his station on it.
Oh, yeah.
But, it seems to be more of a female thing that caught on TikTok.
So that's what I was about to ask.
I have regular water bottles and cups.
Where does this start? Where did it start on social, this whole thing with the Stanley Cup thing?
Totally. Yeah.
I guess so.
Have you seen the businesses around it yet? But it's not just the Stanley Cup anymore. I mean, this is like, you think about those businesses, it's almost like Apple now, right? Oh, here's a computer, but you want a charger? Oh, you want that? Oh, you want that? Your computer's like $2,500. By the time you get done, it's like $9,000 because you bought everything with it. These Stanley Cups are becoming that. My wife has a Stanley Cup. My wife is the target market for Stanley Cups. She has two. One's green, one's like this pink color. She got one as a gift, the other one. I come home the other day and I look in the fridge or in the freezer. I was going to get some ice cream. And in the freezer, I saw something I haven't seen before. And I looked at it. And do you know that Stanley Cup makes a special ice mold a silicone ice mold. And you know why? So that when you jam your Stanley Cup straw down in your Stanley Cup and you have ice in there, it doesn't stop. So what they do is they, you are laughing a tenth of what I laughed into my wife's face. You have the mold that creates
Give me that money, I'll spend it for
ice
you.
rings. So it's one ring, and then the other ring's bigger, and it goes on top, and the other ring's bigger. So then you fill it up with your water, and you have like a pit of ice cold water with an ice ring.
Is unimpeded on the way to the bottom of your cup.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They have like Stanley Mace, Stanley Doggy Doo bags. You can Stanley everything. It is Stanley crazy. You get one of those cups, like the entry level cup, like for the big one or whatever. I think is $70 already, right?
I thought they were half of that.
Is it half?
Yeah, I think they're 35.
I don't know, dude.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
A 32-ounce Yeti tumbler is $50.
Yeah.
And these things are like, they're hotter than Yeti right now.
Yeah.
Way hotter.
I stopped looking. If they're 20 or more, I'm like, next.
Deb, look it up. How much is a regular, just like Stanley Cup? It was probably 32 ounces if I had to guess. Maybe more, maybe 40 or so. But I think they're anywhere from $60 to $75. And they have special ones now, right? They release special.
Well, I mean, if you go on Amazon, you can get one for $35.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah.
Is it an actual Stanley?
It is. It's Boss Stanley.
No, really? Okay. $35 isn't terrible, but by the time you add
go to the
stuff
Stanley
to it,
website.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think they probably won't have prices there though.
45.
Okay, 45 isn't terrible.
No,
but it's still pretty bad. But then when you add all this stuff to it, how can we do this?
Okay, so
how can we start a fad like this and have every basic white chick in America buy one?
So you have accessories, quenchers, tumblers, water bottles, ice flow. It's very important. It's very important. My cup's got to have the best, the latest. It's special.
I like this.
Oh, I even get travel tumbler straws for only $12.50.
Yeah, you order the straws extra in case you bite through them.
That's so awesome.
They come in a bag. And by the way, you couldn't bite through one of these straws if you tried. Look, by the way, this is what they beat you to death with in Thailand when you do something wrong.
Well, they should.
Is a handful of these straws. They are like PVC pipe. You could run landscaping through those things.
Is it the same company that made the tools, Stanley?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I have no idea. But let me tell you what, they're selling a tenth of the measuring tapes they are these damn cups. That's for sure. I'm telling you, they need to give up wrenches and just make more of these cups.
That's what they're doing.
Holy ass.
They're like, yeah, you construction guys aren't really fun. You're not filling the coffers as much anymore.
And I'll tell you something else, a weird thing, because this morning my wife was opening her Stanley up so she could put her custom molded ice in there. Hold on.
Okay.
The problem with these things is, like, you get the Stanley Cup, and when you put the lid on, it takes a lumberjack to get it off.
Oh no, dude, you got to get the all day 40-ounce quencher carry-all. Even has the pocket for your cell phone. Comes in mint, seafoam.
That's probably the one my wife has. Show me real quick. Show me.
Check it out.
Oh, no. Shouldn't have that thing. My God, it looks like a backpack.
Well, now you're going to be buying her one.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it is? A backpack that you carry on your back like a camelback?
And it's all Stanley. No, it's a crossbody strap.
It is.
My God.
So you can walk the trail.
Such a clod.
That way you can walk the trail or
in
treadmill.
Winter Park.
Yeah.
I'm not getting dirt on those shoes.
Yeah, they go from 20 for like the 12-ounce, which is a regular cup, to the big 40-ounce, which is about $40.
$40, huh?
45.
Replace your purse. Get this holder.
God. I thought Yeti pretty much tapped that audience out, but I guess there are plenty of suckers out there for $60 water bottles.
Well, yeah, the guys went for the Yeti.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
well, like the sportsmen went for Yetis. At first, the Yeti thing was like a fisherman thing, was it not? I think that's kind of where it started, right?
I believe so.
The coolers came first, and then fishermen like, holy crap, my ice stays like ice for the entire day as opposed to turning into slush.
But I mean, there's pictures here of teachers using these quencher carry-alls where they can keep their school ID, they can keep their glasses, keep a couple of pens. I mean, if you want to hydrate throughout the day.
Yeah. I'm on the website, Jim. You can sign up, and you probably should. You could sign up for text alerts from Stanley.
I'm surprised he hasn't already.
In case new perfectly priced products make the market? I don't have one. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Normally we would talk to Glenn Clausman next for Colbert Cord. He's got a sit-in. He's got a scab coming in for him. Dr. Sean Mahan, who is a board-certified radiologist. We're going to talk about signs of brain trauma. We talked about this a little bit a while ago, that when you have a car accident, you may think that you're fine. You walk away and everything's fine. Next couple of days, all of a sudden you start having some issues. Dr. Mahan is going to tell you exactly what some of those signs and symptoms can be, so that for any aspect of your life where you have a head injury or some kind of maybe a knock on the skull, that you can kind of ascertain what's exactly going on with yourself.
And exactly how hard of a knock that you need to receive to have, some concerns. Maybe it's not as bad as a car accident.
That's right, yeah. And Dr. Sean Mahan up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is the news junkie.
These kids at like 13 years old, they traditionally wouldn't offer them up any kind of medication to help them out with losing weight.
I was never offered anything.
What was the age that it was the worst for you? Do you remember? Like, were kids making fun of you and stuff?
36.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Thursday forecast. And today is going to be kind of a rinse and repeat day of what we saw yesterday, although we will expect a bit more dry time. We'll have some midday to early afternoon showers and a few thunderstorms. These will be fairly scattered. And then as we head into the evening hours, those will likely dissipate as we turn drier. Temperatures today will be hot and humid with afternoon highs well into the mid-90s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
This summer, get a brand new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. That way you can get that beautiful wood-fired flavor when you cook for the family. Or maybe you like propane grills. Up to $150 on a grill from Napoleon is ready for you right now. Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you'll get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations right here in Central Florida. Or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0, so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was? We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that? Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
At ViStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer better banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. And we continually give back to the places we call home. That focus is one reason why ViStar was named a Best in State Credit Union by Forbes magazine. So join the nearly 1 million members who choose to bank with a leader. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Insured by NCUA.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 770-31. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
Let's do Colbert Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right. Colbert Court brought to you by our good friend Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, called Klausman. Glenn is on vacation, out and around doing his thing, and he called in a friend. And this guy is a board-certified diagnostic radiologist with 28 years of experience, and he is awesome. Give it up good and loud for Sean Mahan.
Yay! Woohoo!
Well, thanks. I certainly don't deserve all that.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, we think you do.
Hey, Dr. Mahan, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for sitting in with us. We appreciate that very much in Glenn's absence.
I'm doing great. You know, I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be able to talk to your audience.
Yeah, right on. Well, let's get right into it because as we were kind of setting the interview up, you were telling me that you spent a lot of time in courtrooms. And America, I think, is duly satisfied with courtroom drama and things of that nature, right? Seeing how things work in a courtroom and seeing how people get handled in courtrooms. And as you testify for... normally, who would you testify for? Would it always be it wouldn't be for the insurance company, would it?
Well, I used to take expert work. And there are certain doctors who work as expert witnesses. And expert witnesses are doctors who basically are not taking care of these patients. They're just coming in to tell what they believe their opinions on the findings of the patient's studies or medical records are. But today, I only testify for my patients. So I testify a lot because I see a lot of car accident patients. It turns out that I have a talent for teaching people in the courtroom. What I do is I teach the jury the medicine, and then I show them the evidence. And it turns out that's apparently a very effective way of winning a lawsuit.
So basically what would happen is you would be on behalf of the person who has been injured. You would be there to convince the jury that the accident that happened is the problem with your patient. Is that the goal?
Well, that's ultimately what the goal is, because that's usually what the opinions of people are. But really what I do is I mostly go in and I show what findings are. And, a lot of these people, most people who have been in car accidents, if they're young and 18 years old, they're not going to have, they shouldn't have a lot of abnormal findings. They shouldn't have a lot of findings of what we call aging. And in medicine, we call these findings degeneration. Degeneration is the normal aging process. And I often have to describe them, and they sound really bad, but I tell people, listen, degenerating beats the alternative, if you know what I mean. If you're not degenerating, then you're not living.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
That's I have to show these findings to the jury, and then what I do is I show them other findings that are not degenerative. That these things look like they're acute. These things happened recently, and I teach the jury about this. And the jury knows that what I'm telling is true because it's already been scrutinized by the defense. In other words, the defense knows everything that I'm going to say before I go in that courtroom. And so they go and investigate it to find out if I'm telling the truth, if I'm actually practicing real medicine. So they know that I'm practicing real medicine. And then they have to try to come up with some sort of defense. Usually the defense is hiring a doctor to come in and just say that everything I'm saying is wrong. Because it turns out that if you pay enough money, you can find somebody to say everything. Sometimes I think they really believe it. But listen, I've been in cases with 12-year-olds with severe abnormalities, and I had experts come in and say that everything was chronic and pre-existing and degenerative, part of the aging process.
Yeah, 12 years old.
This happens all the time.
Yeah, and it is interesting because when you watch any whether it be television, whether it be fiction, whether it be actual footage of courtrooms, you see people like yourself, professional witnesses, kind of getting treated like poorly and really kind of so you're
badgered.
Yeah, you're used to this. You're used to being like, people trying to poke holes in your story. How is that for you? Is that frustrating, or you just kind of handle it? This is the business I'm in, and you just kind of stating the facts.
Well, I got to tell you, the first time it happened, I was very offended. I got very upset that how dare they call me a liar? But at this point, it's happened so many times that I don't even hold it against the guys. I once had an attorney on the other side really try to tear me up. And then afterwards he said, I hope you don't take this, personally, Dr. Mahan. And I said, listen, I'm going to be okay with you tomorrow, but let me hate you for one day.
Yeah, right. No joke, man. God almighty. That's a little too surreal there, right? I hate your guts. I hate your guts. And then afterwards I'll shake your hand. No offense, please.
Hey, let's get a drink.
Right. Exactly. So,
I'll tell you a story about that. Once I had a deposition in which the attorney who was working for the insurance companies came in and she was a young attorney, and she said, Dr. Mahan, we recognize that you have really changed this field, that you have taught people the true medicine. We're really grateful for it. I just want you to know that. And I want to say how much I respect you, because in the next 2 hours, I'm going to do my best to call you a liar.
Oh my God. Wow. I would not, man, I don't know how you deal with that.
That's a job.
It is a job.
That's a job.
Especially when the guy knows that you're being honest and telling the truth. I mean, obviously, a lot of these attorneys in town and around know who you are, right?
I would say that I'm very well known across the United States in this profession. Yes.
I like how you laugh about it. It's so funny. All right, well, doctor, let's talk about some of these things that people experience. Actually, Jack was just telling me before during the break that his sister recently had an issue where a car accident caused a bit of a head bump, and you're trying to kind of ascertain what's going on with them. I think one of the biggest issues, like you said, is, if you're 25, 26, 28, you feel invincible, you get into a car crash, yeah, maybe you took a little bump on the head, you just kind of walked away from it, no problem whatsoever. A few days later, all of a sudden, you start experiencing maybe some blurry vision, some nausea. How can people tell, doctor, that they've had maybe a brain injury like this where it wouldn't go noticed immediately, but down the road it could cause issues?
Well, I have to tell you, most people don't know that they had a brain injury when they had it. It's often their relatives that tell you. It's like the husband or the wife that comes in and says, he or she's not right anymore. They're not acting the same way. And actually, the actual patient will deny it. Will say, I'm totally, completely okay. But it's all their family and friends that tell them that something's wrong. And then they do this. They have these special doctors. They're called neuropsychologists or neuropsychiatrists. And they have a battery of tests that they can perform. And they can even identify the parts of the brain that have been injured through these various tests. And it turns out that they have severe abnormalities. And when they look at the results, they're like, wow, I had no idea. They didn't know that they had this brain injury.
Right. And we hear from parents now who have kids who play impact sports, and that could go from football to soccer, to be honest with you, with the headers of the soccer and things of that nature.
Heck, even cheerleading.
Or even cheerleading things. You're 100% right. But the point is this. So maybe you're 10, 11, 12 years old. You took a pretty bad bump when you were a kid, right? You didn't think anything up. You got up. You rubbed a little dirt on it, like the old days would say. You're fine. You shook it off. You moved on. Then maybe down the road when you're 15 or 16, you're skateboarding. You take another bump on the head like that. Again, your youth allows you to shake it off. But down the road, you kind of notice that maybe you aren't exactly thinking, you're not 100% there. When you have kids that age and, parents maybe think that there was an impact somewhere, maybe they just fell or whatever, are there some things that you can do at home to kind of get to ascertain whether or not it's worth a visit for an MRI or something of that nature?
I think the key is if you have to be talking about something that's pretty significant because, we all forget things and we all sometimes make bad decisions in our life that have nothing to do with a brain injury. But if somebody is persistently behaving in an unusual manner than from what they normally did, especially after you know that they had an event that caused something like a head injury, then that really tells you that they may have something, they may have this diagnosis of what they call mild traumatic brain injury. And the diagnosis of mild traumatic brain injury can cause permanent lifetime problems. I mean, these people end up with depression. They end up not being able to function properly. And even though the diagnosis is still considered mild, it really cripples them. And when they get an MRI, the most common MRI findings in these patients is a normal MRI. In other words, you can't see these abnormalities on MRIs. So they have this new type of test that is an MRI test called diffuser tensor imaging. And it's abbreviated DTI. And DTI are the pictures that you see on TV when you see these beautiful brain pictures with colors all over them. Those are these DTI images. And the DTI images help us to identify areas of the brain that have been injured. It doesn't help us determine that the injury was from a car accident or a particular event. That has to be done through an extensive clinical examination by a doctor that treats these kind of problems, like a neuropsychiatrist, a neuropsychologist, or a neurologist, or actually physiatrists. Physiatrists do a lot of this work. In fact, I work with several physiatrists that are dedicated to managing brain injury.
Yeah. We have a client that does scans for your heart detection so that you can see heart issues and detect them early so that you can kind of stave off any issues you may have as you get a little bit older. So we know this technology works for sure, right?
Well, that technology is particularly great. I just want to say that those scans that detect what they're detecting are calcium scoring within your coronary arteries. And people who don't even know that they have heart disease, sometimes the first thing they find out is that they die. I mean, this allows us to detect these things. And when you find out that you're one of these people that's developing heart disease at an early age, you can start making changes in your life that will completely negate the problem.
Isn't that crazy?
And, I'm not going to, for example, I'm not going to become a vegetarian because I happen to like meat. But if I find out I have this heart disease and that the meat is causing the problem, hey, I might make that change,
Exactly. Hey, man,
might not, but
right.
I might.
Yeah. Use the technology when you have it. Why wouldn't you, right?
Well, just cut down a little.
Absolutely.
Maybe once a week.
I'll tell you, I would say that I have probably saved more lives in my life with mammography. Mammography, detecting breast cancer at an early stage, I've probably saved more people. In fact, I was on a trial once in which a juror had to excuse themselves because they said Dr. Mahan found my breast cancer.
Oh, wow,
but,
really?
In fact, the attorney came out and he said, "We're going to win this case." Because one of the jurors just said that you were the doctor that found her breast cancer, and all the other jurors heard it.
Dr. Sean Mahan with us, a board-certified diagnostic radiologist with about 30 years of experience, on the phone with us right now for Colbert Court. We're talking about brain injuries and stuff. Doctor, let me ask you, man, if parents out there listening to us right now have a kid, and that kid was perfectly fine, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, doing no problem whatsoever, started playing football, maybe MMA training, something like that. They took a pretty big bump, and then afterwards, they noticed a marked change in their behavior. What do you suggest? Do you say immediately go get one of these scans, these DTI scans, or are there other tests like you were saying beforehand?
Yeah, no, I don't think that the patient should be making the decision to get the scan. because, the patients are not educated in this area. And even if they are educated in the area, they're heavily biased. For example, it was my kid. I'm heavily biased on my kid. So I would tell them to send them to a specialist. And there are many specialists that take care of brain injury. I would not send them to a person that does everything and they also happen to do brains. There are doctors that specialize in brain injury. And this is a very, very difficult type of testing to do. And as I said, these are usually neurologists, physiatrists, neuropsychiatrists, and neuropsychologists.
Yeah. So when you do find out something like that, whether it be through an accident or through an impact of whatever, is there a reversal of this? Is there a treatment for this? Are there medications that can help people who maybe have had these bumps like this and are experiencing maybe some abnormal behavior like anxiety or depression?
Oh, yes. There's absolutely things that they can do. They can't, brain injuries are typically permanent. And so you can't make these things go away. But there are certain types of exercises that they can do to help limit the effect of these brain injuries. There are certain medications for certain types of brain injuries. And we can get these people on it at an early stage. It's kind of like you were saying before, the early detection of that cardiac scoring is what saves these people. And similarly, early detection of brain injuries allows them to get into a program where these brain injuries may not be devastating. There was a study that came out a few years ago from the American Medical Association. It was published in their journal, which is called JAMA, J-A-M-A. And it was an article that talked about how 99% of NFL players who were diagnosed with that disease, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the brain injury that football players get, were actually had pathology-proven brain injury. Well, let me tell you, if you think about this, how did they prove that through pathology? That means they had to actually do a biopsy in their brain. They actually had to do an autopsy on these patients. And if you look at the actual study, 118 of these were NFL players, out of 118 that were diagnosed with this chronic traumatic encephalopathy, 117 of them actually had biopsy-proven CT. That means these guys must have taken their own lives in a way that still preserved their brains so that we could do an autopsy on them. I mean, that is a phenomenal thing that happened. But here's another phenomenal thing. In this study, that means that 118 people were diagnosed clinically with chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I'll bet you quite a large number of them had doctors that were hired by the NFL that said that they did not have that. We won't have those.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Right,
nothing
exactly.
to see here.
Hey, there was a comedian that made a shot like that during one of the roast, and an NFL player was there, and they took a shot like that, and people were like, the big ooh happened, because I think that's one of those out in the open secrets that the NFL has been protecting for many, many years.
Of course, they have to.
Well, Doctor, listen, man, I cannot begin to thank you enough. This has been fascinating. Are you available for people if they want to get an opinion, if they have somebody, or do you recommend someone, or how would you say that people would go about finding somebody that does what you do, or can get a hold of somebody that's doing what you're talking about?
Well, I actually have a medical practice. It's actually a national medical practice. I'm the CEO of I'm actually the CEO of two national companies, but one of them is called Elite Rad Radiology Services, and we have doctors and staff that are located all over the United States. And if you look up Elite Rad on the internet, well, first of all, you're going to see a picture of me from about 25 years ago. So I just don't like taking pictures. So every time my staff keeps telling me they need a new picture, I duck it every time I can. But it will give you phone numbers. You can reach us, and we can direct you to any kind of issue that you might have, no matter what.
Well, we appreciate it, buddy. That's really great news. Again, that's the Elite Rad, ELITERAD Radiology Services, and find Dr. Mahan there. Maybe he can give you some answers that you've been looking for. Doctor, thanks again so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Good luck for Dr. Mahan, guys.
Yay! Woo!
You got it, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect a slow ride on I-4 this afternoon for those traveling by the major attractions exits or through downtown Orlando. A crash is currently blocking the westbound right lane on 436 just before Oxford Road. No problems to report east or westbound today for those taking the 408. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
That mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years, including myself. One of the things I love the most is that mortgage guy, Don, will work tirelessly to help with your purchase or refinance. But it's not just my opinion. Here's a review from Michael R. from this past December. Quote, Don and his team were very informative and looked at every avenue available to make things happen, end quote. And I can attest to that. If there's a way to make your mortgage or refinance happen, that mortgage guy, Don, is going to find it. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
If you own your own home, you're likely sitting on a pile of cash. But if only there was a way to convert that equity into cash. Well, look no further. EasyKnock Sale Leaseback Solutions offer a flexible, convenient way for homeowners to turn their home equity into cold hard cash without the hassle of today's high-interest loans. If you need the money tied up in your home to pay off debts, fund that next move, or just need cash to secure your financial outlook, EasyKnock is the solution. EasyKnock gets you the money you need without worrying about high interest rates or strict lender qualifications. Sell your house to EasyKnock at 100% fair market value and rent it back, getting the time and flexibility you need. It's that simple. EasyKnock enables you to convert the equity in your home to secure a better financial footing. Visit us at EasyKnock.com and turn your home equity into cash today. Terms and conditions apply. EasyKnock sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for grills and outdoor furniture this summer. They have the largest selection of Big Green Egg grills and egg accessories in all of Central Florida. Weber gas and charcoal grills and Traeger wood-fired pellet grills as well. Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Rectech, Napoleon, Gosney, and Uni. And if you need outdoor furniture to complete your backyard entertainment area, Tools Ace carries the best in outdoor furniture from Polywood. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or furniture purchase $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
This is Attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injured law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lynn, Kristen Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Faraze, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at winyunits.com or dial pound 546. Offices Orlando.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah!
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Man, he was great, huh?
He was fascinating.
Dr. Mahan, yeah.
A lot of people texting and asking about this whole thing. You know, parents out there got kids that get beat up a little bit, man. I mean, I'm not talking about beat up in fights. I mean, kids out there live hard. They can ride their bikes, skateboarding, playing sports. You take bumps on the head, and all of a sudden parents are like, my kid doesn't act like he acted when he was, 10, 11, 12 years old. He's not that sweet kid anymore. He can't gather his thoughts. He can't seem to focus. And doesn't really seem to have any drive, and they can't figure it out. They're like, oh, my kid is just turning into one of these, these Gen Z or millennial people, and they're like, they don't know. They're having a difficult time pulling together themselves.
Yeah, is it just normal, right? Your kid turning into that normal teenager, or is there something else going on?
Sure.
I think the most fascinating fact about what Dr. Mahan had to say was, we usually only attribute injury to physical self without realizing when he said, they may have depression, right? Most people think depression is something that you have control over.
Right, yeah. Just feel better. What are you doing?
Exactly. Just be happy.
Yeah.
Get a hobby.
Shake it off. Get over it.
Just talk about it. And it turns out it could actually be a symptom of something far, far more serious, a brain injury.
Yeah, and then hearing that they don't go away. That's it. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. Once there's no reversing that, right? There's there's medications and therapies that you can use to kind of quell it and try to kind of maybe suppress it, but it is not going to go away. You have to learn how to live with it.
And he said not all radiologists are the same, so it's like you don't, you want to make sure you are going to a quality, credible doctor to get these results looked at, because you don't want to think everything is fine and have all these unexplained, issues that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Beyond that, during the break, right before we hang up, he goes, I just want to say, I've been listening to this. I didn't know where this guy was. He could have been California for all I know, right?
Yeah.
He goes, I've been listening to this station forever, back when Jim was Dirty Jim. And
So he actually came to that realization that he didn't even know who I was. He goes, I used to listen to the Monsters in the Morning and Jim Phillips. It was the greatest, the Monsters, blah, blah, blah. And then we're talking. He stops dead in his tracks and he goes, you sound like Dirty Jim. And I said, well, I did that for many, many years. I was Dirty Jim for many years. He goes, and what's your name? I said, buddy, you're not making my case. You're not helping me out any. But he was really good, and we really appreciate Glenn turning us on to Dr. Sean Mahan. And again, if you missed that spot here in town and you have an issue like that, I'll give him another free plug. Elite Rad Radiology Services. Then here in town, also on Cayley Street, the Radiology Science Institute. Those are the companies that he runs, and 30-plus years, and he is a professional witness for crash victims who experience head trauma. And he goes on the stand, and he takes it from the other attorney, so the insurance companies have to pay up when they're due.
Plus Colbert Court, right? You can hear it again at JimColbertLive.com.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Man,
so if you missed any of it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. What else did I have for us today? Oh, there's a little shorty we can do. Did you guys hear about the Florida man that had a medical issue? 63 years old. Did you hear it, Deb? Oh, you didn't?
No.
All right, this is a good one here. We'll do this. People are driving home. We want to make sure they're ready for dinner. Florida man eating at a diner with his wife. You know it now?
No.
He's eating a dinner with his wife. He's out there having a good time. He's kind of enjoying himself. Now, he was out there doing this after some post-cancer biopsies, right? He had a procedure to remove his urinary bladder about 15 days before this happened. So he's sitting there at the diner, is enjoying himself, and, he sneezed during dinner.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
He noticed a wet sensation.
Okay.
Well, he sneezed, and they removed his bladder.
Then he looked down and realized that his lower intestine was protruding from the wound that they used to take his bladder out.
Oh.
He sneezed his insides out. He sneezed so violently and so hard that he broke the stitches on the suture. And in that, some of his small intestine came poking out of the wound used to remove his bladder. He considered driving himself to the hospital. That's a real man.
Yeah, I got it.
He just fired up a cigar.
Honey, you want me to drive? No.
Pour some alcohol.
Not the way
on
you
it.
drive.
Pour some liquor on it. We'll be there in 20.
And he doesn't stop to ask for directions either.
He says paramedics covered the wound with a pad, gave the man painkillers, and rushed him to a nearby hospital. They showed that everything was fine. And boy, you got to be careful with that part of your body there, because I mean, you have those hernias.
Oh yeah.
And one of the reasons they're so dangerous is, I guess, the hernia, which is basically your intestines or your lining coming out through the muscle of your stomach, because the hernia is like a separation.
Yeah, there's different layers of that musculature in your trunk area.
Right, exactly. And if your intestine can come out of there, the muscle is so strong that if you contract it incorrectly, it could actually pinch your intestine and pierce it, spilling all that fun stuff into your body cavity. You know what that causes, right?
Oh, yeah, it's called sepsis.
Sepsis is bad.
Or,
Yeah,
death.
sepsis is bad. Yeah. Yeah, this happened here in Florida. I want to say it was up in the Panhandle is where I remember it being. But yeah, another Florida man story. It's always funny because you hear these stories and you're like, oh, God, not again. What is it this time? Oh, a guy coughed his insides out. That sounds right. That sounds Florida enough.
Oh, yeah, it sure does.
The guy just takes a big old sneeze, and in between a bite of eggs and potatoes, he spills his bowels out onto. It actually didn't come out that bad. It says that he discovered or covered the protuberance with his shirt and considered driving himself to the hospital. You know what? The only reason he didn't do it, because he feared that changing positions would make the wound worse.
Well,
or he would have driven himself to the hospital.
Oh.
Texter wants to know if you can hear people changing the station.
Click, 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 click. Oh, stop. Everything's fine. Hey, and by the way, this became like a study case. For the journal, one of the journals of medicine. People were like, well, we have to figure out how that can happen, because now we know that you can sneeze, blow your insides out. We have to figure out a different way to sew these bladder surgery people up. You got to use some different thread or something.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't go with the glue. Go with the sutures.
All right,
go with the sutures.
916-1041. Text us 77031. And another thing before we get to the break, we did that story. Was it yesterday? Today's Thursday. I think it was Tuesday, about the best little cities in the States to move to. And do you remember number one? Do you happen to remember what it was?
No.
Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Okay, yep.
Because he called it Beer City. And I saw another story today about how badass Grand Rapids, Michigan is. And then when we talked about this yesterday, so you had a number of people text in. And we get a lot of stuff from truckers are awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they get to see the whole country.
Yeah, because when we talk about places like this, all these lists that we'll do occasionally because they come out, and I think they're fun to talk about because some of these places you haven't heard about, and maybe you have heard about them, but when you did hear about them, you heard they were dumps, and then all of a sudden, you hear it's kind of cool. I would have never in a million years guessed that Grand Rapids, Michigan would be a place that somebody would want to go. Have you ever even been to Michigan?
Yes.
You have?
I think.
I've not been there.
What's in Michigan?
Ford.
Okay, I haven't been to Ford.
They made some cars there.
Well, we learned something interesting about Amy Sweezy when she was in with us last week.
Which was?
Now, granted, she didn't live there for very long, but she was born in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah.
And when you're born there, you're known as a Youper.
A Youper?
A Youper. And you cannot marry into being a Youper. You could live there 80 years. You will never, ever be a Youper. You have to be born there to be considered a Youper.
Is that short for something?
Well, it's short for growing up in Upper Peninsula, Michigan.
Upper. Gotcha.
It's a Youper.
Yeah, a Youper,
A Youper.
I don't think I've been to Michigan.
I've never been to Michigan.
I believe, I've been to Mackinac Island, which is in Lake Huron, but...
Yeah. Have you been to every state?
If I haven't been to Michigan, how can I?
That's a good point, Jack. I'm so sorry. I'm going to dump that. How many states haven't you been to, by the way?
Haven't I?
Yeah. Have you been to? I mean, have you?
No. The list of states I've been to is a lot shorter than the states I haven't.
How about you, Deb? Same thing. You think the list of states you've been to is shorter than the ones you haven't been to?
Yes.
Man, I got to tell you, I think I'm 50-50 on this.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably 50-50 on it.
Because when we moved from Green Bay to San Diego, we drove.
Yeah.
And then when we moved to Florida from Green Bay, we drove.
Yeah. Can you call is driving through is driving through a state visiting the state?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that was my first time.
Does it feel like he's argued this before?
No, not.
Because I was thinking, I've driven here from Jersey, so I got the East Coast covered.
Yeah. Same here. Right.
But if you see, I think the question is, if you are only in the airport and then you get on another flight and leave, have you been to that place?
I see. No. The answer's no.
So you're saying I haven't been to France?
You've been. Did you get out of the airport in France?
No.
Then you haven't been to France.
I've been to Charles de Gaulle Airport.
He was on the ground in France on French territory. You have been to France.
At the airport.
You stopped in France. That's how you should say it.
I was in France.
If I catch you bragging about going to France, yes, I've been to France.
I've been to France.
I've been to
no
France.
Big deal.
Yes. I've been to France. I've been to that tarmac.
I've been to France.
Have you? I have not.
Oh, yeah, the Eiffel Tower. In fact, I was so grateful that I went because one of the biggest things that's always bothered me since 9/11 was, I'd never been to New York before.
Oh, wow, really?
And it was always like, I'll get there. I'll get there.
Yeah, what could
I'll
happen?
see that. I'll see that.
Right, yeah, where's that going to go?
What's going to happen?
Right, exactly. It's the Twin Towers.
It's the Twin Towers. But not only that, look at the blaze that took down Notre Dame. That was an ancient ceiling of a forest of trees. And it is such a walkable city. You definitely want to go on the metro just because for one thing, to see boobs the size of a billboard when you're in America, you're like, my God, we're in France.
Yeah.
But it's such a walkable city that it's just, it would be a shame to rent a car or get on a bus because you walk from the Louvre to the Notre Dame. It's a while, but you get to watch old men play bocce ball in the park.
I'm down for that, yeah.
It's worth it.
Never been to Arizona? I've never been to the Dakotas? I've never been to Idaho or Iowa.
I've never been to Idaho.
I've driven through Ohio.
I've been to Washington, California, Oregon.
Never been to Oregon. I've been to Washington and California, never Oregon. Been to New Mexico, been to Texas, been to Louisiana. I think every state in the South I've been.
I've been to Texas a couple times. Only in airports.
Oh, yeah. Never been to
never been to Texas.
No. Just 2 months ago, I was in El Paso. That counts. El Paso is Texas, Jimmy.
It is. Barely.
I've never been to New Orleans or anywhere in Louisiana.
I've been to New Orleans.
And New Orleans is a bucket list city for me.
And the thing that kills me about that, you say that a bunch, it's just as cheap as going to Savannah.
I know.
New Orleans is an inexpensive trip because you can fly out of Sanford right into there, fly right home. It's an hour-and-a-half flight and it's all you can stay in there for not much money. I mean, you get a hotel for $200, pretty darn nice hotel.
Yeah, that's the next place. Let's see.
And the food. Another misconception about New Orleans is the food that's expensive. It is not. It's really not that expensive. And of course, you can get a drink there cheap. I don't know if you know that. You can get a Hurricane. You can park a jet ski in for like $9. And I'm gonna tell you that will change your language. You start drinking that rot gut.
Texter from the top rope with this question on if you've been to another country and if you've only been in the airport. He goes, "Did they stamp your passport?"
Oh,
that's a good one.
Dagger to the neck.
That's a good one. All right, been to Italy though.
Did they stamp you?
Stamp Italy, yeah.
That was that was my favorite part of traveling was to go through your passport and look at all the different stamps.
Remember back, aging myself here. Do you remember all the Bugs Bunny cartoons when they would prove you've been around the world with the stickers you would have on your suitcase?
On your luggage,
yeah. Was that a thing though? Was that it? It was like you would do that? You would get a sticker from the country and then you would put it on your luggage? I thought it was always like a passport stamp and that was it.
That may have been their passport stamp. Someone just No, you do it, Jack.
I got nothing to say, Deb. Go.
Someone said New Orleans is 50 Shades of Pea.
New Orleans does stink a little bit. You don't want to go in the summer. You definitely want to go in the fall.
The next texter says it's haunted, so don't go.
Oh, yeah, no, that's going to
get
that's
why I want to go.
So my friend from France, we call him French Steve.
Oh, clever.
That's creative.
Now, French Steve is coming in with something I do not agree with at all. He says if you've been to St. Martin, the French side of St. Martin, the Caribbean island, you've been to France.
I mean, it is a French territory.
I, sir, disagree.
It's like going to the British Virgin Islands.
Did they stamp your passport?
They ain't stamping nothing. All right, 407-916-1041. The NCAA has finally waved the white flag. I'll tell you on what next.
You might not have many friends, but we definitely don't. So, hey Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slow traffic reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a disabled vehicle westbound on I-4 that blocks the left lane near the Greenway exit, causing some minor backups on the interstate. Still looking at heavy southbound traffic on Florida's Turnpike due to accident activity blocking the right lane just after the Osceola Parkway exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Hey guys, listen up. If you have plans to sell your house for any reason ever, got to hit pause, learn about our friends over at the Nickley Group. These guys are changing the game. Stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for sellers and buyers. And look, you hear a lot about the market softening here in Central Florida. Don't believe that. Homes in Orlando are selling for record prices. And if you are considering your home sell for any reason, maybe you're relocating, downsizing, maybe you just need a bigger home as your family expands, not only do these guys sell homes on an average of 6% more, they sell them twice as fast as well. You can get your home valued instantly, get a guaranteed cash offer, or just list your home today at thenickley.com. Google them, 3,000 five-star reviews, and they are ready to help you right now. So if you are longing for that next level real estate experience that includes mortgage services, moving assistance, and elite marketing, it's thenickley.com. That's the Nickley Group, NICKLEY Group.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Season 2 of the hit podcast, The Idaho Massacre, explores the aftermath of violence at the University of Idaho that left 4 families mourning and a 28-year-old doctoral student charged. But did his study of criminology play a part in the crime?
Of course, Brian Kohberger's defense team is going to say he's not guilty. That's the only thing they can say. They can't say anything else, so they have to say this.
Listen to The Idaho Massacre on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Idaho Massacre.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day is brought to you by the Home Builders Network, HBNUSA.com. That's the Home Builders Network, and that's where you find Mike the Home Builder. I saw him today out on the road going from one job to another. I'm like, hey, that's Mike the Home Builder. You can have him come by your house when it comes time to doing something that you need to get done, like maybe getting your roof inspected, putting on a new roof. He did my roof, did gutters with covers as well, and it's been great. That was a year ago. Also, replacement windows, they do that at the Home Builders Network. You need a door replaced, they handle that as well. There's so much they do. You should check out the website at hbnusa.com. The Home Builders Network is a nominee for Best Roofing Contractor in the Best of Florida Awards, and they were a recent nominee for Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors. Use someone local, someone you can trust. That's the Home Builders Network. Connect with them at hbnusa.com.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to zero so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The Heat of the Moment Tour. Starring Asia. Saturday, July 20th, 7 p.m. Hard Rock Live Orlando. Asia Live with Focus. Founding member of Wishbone Ash, Martin Turner, and Curved Air. All with the original band leaders. Together in one night. On sale at Hard Rock Live Box Office and Ticketmaster. Don't miss Asia.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio.
Make your summer awesome at Sutherland Nissan Orlando with 6 Nissan models under $30K.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, you think the ice tray is ridiculous? Saw an Instagram video where it started with a Stanley Cup, ended up with essentially a whole purse wrapped around it. And the thing probably weighs 10 to 15 pounds when they added all the hand sanitizer, the mini bags, all the different attachments that you could attach to it. Imagine Batman's utility belt on a water bottle.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don. All right, that's catchy. I don't really care about mortgages. It's a catchy jingle. But you know who needs a jingle? Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman needs a jingle. He probably doesn't want one, but I mean, if it can be anything like that mortgage guy, Don, that sticks in my head. And,
he's got a point.
So
there.
I don't know. Let's get that Glenn Klausman jingle going, y'all.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, buddy. You have to get some AI going on that. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
Want to say hi to Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Just saw her downstairs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dropping off some mail in her car.
Yeah.
Hey, I see you over there smoking, Deb.
She said to tell you two guys that she said hi.
I see you over there hotboxing that heater. Get it down. Just eat it. It's faster. All right, 407-916-1041. When I say the NCAA is waving the white flag, what would you think I'm talking about?
Athletes being paid.
That is not the answer. That thing's been settled. That flag is waved, and it's at half-mast for people who are coaches.
Expanding the playoffs, college playoffs.
That's actually a good guess. That's not it. I think we kind of saw this one coming, maybe. Or actually, I did not see this coming. When I read this story today, this is courtesy of the UPI, I was actually a little shocked. And I didn't see this anywhere else today, which made me do a little research, and I still didn't find it anywhere, but it is definitely, it's there, no question. NCAA Division I college athletes, they got to change now. And the NCAA basically is waving the white flag here. Actually, the nation is a little bit.
Separate bathrooms?
Athletes will no longer face penalties for marijuana use during championship and postseason football.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Now, it just says football. It does not say anything about basketball or baseball or any of their college athletics.
How could they not include those?
Could not even begin to tell you that. One of the reasons I brought this up is because I do not know. NCAA Division I college athletes will no longer face penalties for marijuana use during championships and postseason football after the NCAA voted to remove cannabis from its banned substances list effective immediately.
I wonder if it's because of both medicinal and recreational marijuana being involved or, legal across so much of the country. These would be individuals who would be of legal age.
Yes.
So maybe the NCAA is kind of doing what the FDA and a lot of workplaces are doing, right? It's like, well,
Well, this is kind of interesting to me because, these guys are going into the pros.
Right.
Theoretically, if you're a good enough player, you go into the pros, and guess what the pros definitely have? A banned substance program, and guess what's on it? Marijuana, as of right now. It says the NCAA drug testing program is intended to focus on the integrity of competition, and they've concluded that cannabis products do not provide a competitive advantage.
No, they definitely do not do that.
But pause there. So, because here's the thing. Here's where that becomes interesting. Maybe not for football, but maybe for golf or maybe for other things when it requires a certain amount of focus and no anxiety, you can see where maybe a puff or two or a half a gummy or a quarter of a gummy will calm your nerves, where those pressure-filled sensitive issues don't really get to you. I know for years back in the day, a lot of professional golfers started using beta blockers just to get the nerves out of their swing and putting stroke.
So, yeah, you can legally take anxiety medication and play golf, right?
Yes.
Like it's not a violation of the PGA.
I don't believe so, no. I'm not 100 on that, though, buddy.
Right?
Yeah.
So, if it's only calming your nerves, then, why not? If it's prescribed, well, even if it's states where it's recreational, I guess. They're just saying we're not going to enforce it or look for it.
And basically what they're saying is the banned substances that they're really looking for are substances that give you a competitive edge against the competition.
Well,
and they basically have said that you're not going to run any faster if you're stoned,
right?
Or you're not going to throw it harder or faster. You're not gonna, your reaction time isn't going to increase if you're stoned.
But if you're still someone who thinks you could make it into the pros, it's still something you're going to have to avoid.
Absolutely. Well, once you get there, unless they change the rules on that. And by the way, this is just postseason and championship. This is not the regular season, which is even more strange when you think about it, because you're still in class. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. It said it would, NCAA says it would focus rather more on problematic cannabis use, I guess, than marijuana violations by athletes with the thought process that it would make them a better athlete or give them a competitive edge.
Yeah. No.
And it says here, Sha'Carri Richardson, of course, she chimed in.
Oh, that's right,
and Sha'Carri, of course, is a runner. She's going to be in the 2024 Olympics. She's a monster. I think she's probably our best female sprinter out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's only fitting that the NCAA remove cannabis from its list of banned substances, as Sha'Carri Richardson qualifies for the 2024 Olympics, an accomplishment she earned 4 years ago, but it was wrongly taken away. Yeah. Common sense has finally prevailed. And I think that all of us, when the Sha'Carri thing happened, kind of said, what does that got to do with anything? I mean, she's still the fastest woman on the planet.
Right, exactly.
And weed obviously isn't slowing her down. So what's the big deal? And I guess they kind of came to the conclusion that was the case.
It's still crazy, though, that it's so specific.
It is.
It's like, are they just covering, like, post-championship parties?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it says here the National Football League no longer suspends players over marijuana use. I did not know that. And also the NBA removed cannabis from its drug testing program as well.
Wow.
So apparently now in the NFL and the NBA, you can get high and you're fine. But I wonder if that's...
Somebody said, now this is a text at 77031, I'm a runner. If I get stoned, my 5K time is significantly faster and feels easier to do.
That's wild.
Which I would think would be the opposite because, of course, it diminishes your lung capacity, which is what you need to run at your best.
And
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is I couldn't imagine, like, again, I've been around athletics, quite a bit in my life. When my kids were athletes, I was an athlete as a kid, and my son's an athlete, and I've never known marijuana to help anybody's performance. I would think that if I was a coach and somebody came to my practice stoned, I'd boot you immediately or show up game day stoned. I mean, you'd have to go. I mean, I can't put you out there stoned. What if everybody finds out I put you out there stoned and you ruin the game for everybody? I wouldn't want that on my.
But if you smoke the day before,
yeah, because it's a month-long thing.
yeah, it's in your system for a month.
Right,
but
right.
It doesn't really affect how you're behaving the other 29 days of that month.
You're right, 100% right. It says, while the NCAA governs drug testing during the postseason, colleges have their own drug testing policies during the regular season.
Oh, okay.
That is so bizarre. The NCAA is so weird. It says the the number of sports organizations have voted to amend their marijuana testing policies since 24 states, plus D.C., have legalized recreational cannabis use. Of course, that's on the ballot this year for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear...
Amendment 3.
Yeah, you hear John talking about it all the time, John Morgan.
I was your governor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see that. That would be a fun ride.
Every time I hear, every time I hear John's, and by the way,
another press conference at Wally's, really?
Yeah. Every time I hear John talking to that spot, I'm like, oh, Foghorn Leghorn, telling me to get high. And here's the thing: if you ever met Morgan, and I've met him a couple times, he's very interesting dude, man.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah. Impossible not to like John, by the way. It really is. But when you meet him, you just realize that John is one of these guys that's rich enough where there are no F's to give.
Right.
And you get the feeling if John had $20 in the bank, he'd be the same guy, by the way.
Yeah.
That he would fight just as hard for something like that. So, so far right now, NCAA has basically taken marijuana off of their banned substances list so you can get smoked out.
So
and
for one sport at one specific time of the year for one specific group of students.
Yeah. But speaking of sports and attorneys, Ray Trenley reached out in a case that he's been talking about on this show about the NFL being sued by about the NFL Sunday ticket. A judge handed down a ruling that hits the NFL for $4.7 billion.
Are you kidding?
$4.7 billion.
Where are they ever going to get that money?
First, their money is going towards what they say is an appeal.
Right.
I'm sure.
Sure, yeah.
Let's drag this out. Let's rethink this.
$4.6 billion.
$4.7 billion.
And what was that about again? That was the
Sunday ticket,
and where they're saying they kind of they controlled it and they kind of conspired against
other carriers,
the networks. Yeah.
Right. Wow. $4.6 billion. You hear the B word anymore. It doesn't even mean anything anymore.
Ask the NFL.
Yeah. I saw today, I was talking about company valuations, and I think Amazon and Apple, and Amazon just broke a record for themselves. Their valuation now is $2 trillion. Wow. $2,000 billion is what Amazon is worth now. I think Apple's in the 3 range.
I bought iHeart stock instead.
Did you check your 401k today, Jack?
No, not looking.
Is that the equivalent of walking up to a door with blood flowing from underneath it?
Yeah, I'm not opening that.
I do not want to see behind that thing. No way.
I don't have any plans to retire tomorrow. I'm not looking at my 401k today.
Do you check it very much?
I do not.
You don't? Really? I check mine occasionally. You? No?
Not when it's scary.
I used to work with someone who checked it daily.
Oh, really?
And I'd be like, what?
Well,
why? I don't know.
If I know that my portfolio is doing something, or something I'm holding is doing okay, I'll go look at it. Why not? See how you're doing. Get a look at it. Makes you feel good.
For punishment.
Yeah. Dow's over 39,000.
Yeah, it's over 39.
I think 401k should be fine.
That NASDAQ, though, that's the driver there for a lot of the stuff that I have, so I have to pay attention to that. Like, I can have days where the Dow goes up, and I look at my 401k, and it didn't move at all. Could lose money, but the NASDAQ sort of...
The Dow is fine. We are about to, next weekend is going to be another record month for travel. Memorial Day, record month for travel, and I'm going to turn on the debate tonight to hear how bad the economy is.
Well, I mean, keep in mind the World Bank just said, just lifted the world's economy outlook, saying that the stellar U.S. economy is basically lifting up the rest of the world.
Yeah, if you're not in
something
Russia.
We don't hear about all the time.
Yeah, Russia's economy is not doing well. Have you read this last bit of sanctions? They didn't get a lot of publicity, but this last list of sanctions was not good. We have started to hit their banking industries now, where you can't trade with them if you're one of if you're doing business with us in the banking industry. We pretty much banned you from any contact or any business with Russia.
Well, it explains why he had to go to Kim Jong-un for more weaponry.
Yeah, it is getting sketchy over there. And I don't know if I like that so much or not. I got to tell you, that is a weird thing because, again, this is what we know of Putin, what we're told of Putin. I've never met this guy. I don't know anything about him. He has all the trappings of a despot.
Former head of the KGB, I say,
sure.
yeah.
And everybody who says anything bad about him winds up dying in an airplane crash.
Or poisoned.
Yeah, poison is also
Or put in prison.
Yeah, that happens.
Where you're on like a live video stream laughing, and then 30 minutes later you drop dead over a medical episode.
Well, you wonder with people with that mentality how well they do when pushed to the wall.
Yeah,
you wonder that, and that is kind of one of the beautiful balances.
But then
that you have to do as a
what's the alternative? Appeasement?
Right. Hey, there is no alternative. But that's the part that makes it scary, Jack. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you take a guy whose entire existence is based on his ego and how he's viewed globally. Obviously, he doesn't really care much about the people because he's put his country in a terrible position at war and now suffering financially because of this want of Ukraine. And now it's very interesting. You push a guy that's nuclear powered to the very edge of his own existence, to his very edge of power. And you wonder how a person like that reacts to something of that nature. With a cabinet around him that's handpicked as sycophants and basically lap dogs to him.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder what happens then. So that when I hear all this news about pushing Putin to the edge, it does not make me happy. It doesn't make me like I don't pump my fist in a pro-America way. Not that I'm not pro-America, 1,000 trillion% pro-America. But in the sense that you take somebody like this and push them to the edge when they're so armed, it just makes you wonder what the outcome can be. But, in that same sense, you would wonder, hey, maybe he would have done something already if he was going to do something, but you don't know.
But, and that's the whole, nuclear gamble too, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the gamble.
When they, that guy does have the ability to destroy the world.
He sure does, and that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, if your entire existence is wrapped around your ego and the fact that you're this, all-powerful, almighty, I ride my steed shirtless through the beach kind of thing.
You still look like a creepy old man. Your shirts were too high up near your boobs.
You do all those things.
It was not a good look.
And then now your reputation is being decimated and by your foe, your total foe. I just kind of wonder how this cat's going to react in the long run.
I don't know. I don't see him as thinking that he's being decimated.
You don't think so, huh?
Nope. Nope.
Well,
I think he believes his own hype.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. All right, 407. Maybe he'll crawl into a bunker.
Oh man.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We'll take a little break. Come back with some trivia. Got some prizes online. We'll tell you all about it next. Load them up. It's time.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is three-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage.
One of ESPN's top football prospects is coming to Florida. Four-star wideout Joshua Moore committed to the Gators yesterday. Over to hockey, where Lightning forward Nikita Kucherov is up for the Hart and Ted Lindsay trophies at tonight's NHL Awards. Each goes to a league MVP. And NFL wide receiver Randall Cobb says he and his family are lucky to be alive after a fire destroyed their home this week. I'm Scott Davidson.
Shop Macy's Backstage today for amazing deals on everything you need for summer. Get low prices every day at Macy's Backstage. Find a store near you at macysbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You just heard the doctor earlier, Dr. Sean Mahan, 20 years of experience as a radiologist, saying how unbelievably effective scans like Life Imaging FLA are when it comes to ending heart disease or detecting heart disease. He said it right there. A guy with 30 years experience said this is one of the most effective ways to learn how you're doing with your heart that there is. Take advantage of that. Be a hero. Finally make that appointment to get in and make sure that you're fine, and tell your friends and family about it, because summer's here. We're experiencing all this great freedom around us. What's more freeing than knowing that inside your body, your heart is clicking along just fine, and you're going to be around for many more summers. No dyes. You don't take your clothes off. Guys, this entire process only takes a few minutes, but what happens for you is incredible. Do not wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, and while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Early detection saves lives. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. That's it, pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah!
That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. When I ran the first 2 amendments to bring medical marijuana to Florida, the politicians lied about everything, and now they're doing it again. They said then, and they're saying now, that smoke will be everywhere. That's nonsense and a complete lie. If Amendment 3 passes, adults can safely use marijuana, but not in public places. That's in the law and in the Constitution, just like with tobacco. So now let's finish what I started, and don't believe the lying liars from Tallahassee. Join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Safe, regulated, responsible. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Why is Navage perfect for allergy sufferers? Rhino Systems Medical Director Dr. Howard Levine explains.
If someone's exposed to allergens, they can get rid of those immediately by washing out the nose. Navage works by pulling saline in one nostril, through the nose and out the other nostril, sucking out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs. Experience on-the-spot relief so you could breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier.
Navage is available at Sam's Club, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or online at Navage.com. Navage. Breathe easy.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Don't miss stand-up NBC winner Renee Vaca coming to the Hard Rock Live Orlando Friday, November 22nd.
My dad did a lot of cocaine. That was his problem. Too much cocaine. He would come into my room at night, right before I went to bed, just kick down the door, just, hey, go to sleep. I've been confused like you. Go to sleep. That it's been 3 days, man.
Renee Vaca, Hard Rock Live Orlando, November 22nd. Tickets on sale now at the Hard Rock Live box office and Ticketmaster.
Lately, living on my own has become a little harder. That's why my daughter and I both love Innovage Pace. My neighborhood Innovage Center has my doctor, my dentist, and my physical therapist. Even activities and lunch with my friends, all in one place. And with Medicare and Medicaid, I qualify at no cost. I get the care I need and more time to enjoy with my daughter. To learn more, call Innovage Pace today at 689-400-8785 or visit Innovage.com.
Get ready to see the Eagles at Sphere Las Vegas with iHeartRadio. We'll fly you there, put you up at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, and set you up with VIP tickets, including priority entry to see the Eagles play Sphere Las Vegas. Welcome to the Hotel California. Plus, we'll make your trip extra special with a helicopter tour of the city. And you'll take home To the Limit, the Essential Collection box set, signed by the Eagles. Winner must be 21 or older. Prize provided by Live Nation. For your chance to win, just listen to this station on the free iHeartRadio app.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Heather in New Smyrna Beach, and this is not on topic at all, but just wanted to tell you it's pretty funny how grumpy I get when I have somebody in the car with me and they're interrupting your show, and I keep trying to turn the radio up. And all I want to do is just kick them out of the car and say, stop interrupting my show. And my other biggest annoyance is when I go into the bathroom in the store and the lights are on a timer, and all of a sudden you're in the pitch black. So annoying.
That's a tough one.
Thanks, Jim. Now all I can hear is Foghorn Leghorn telling me to get high. That's awesome.
That first talk back, there's no way she can be mean to someone with that voice.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Be quiet!
All right, 407-916.
I'm listening to Jim!
1041. Text us at 77031. Something my wife has never said. Please talk more. He's talking. Drown him out. Drown him out. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack has the Jackie sack. Let's get it.
Oh, I forgot about it. That's what we call it. But it doesn't matter what we call it. What matters is what's in it. And in it, I want to just say, look, it's a train.
Stop.
All aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
What's after the train? Look, I'm digging, and there's 2 prizes, and today's winner gets both. Pair of tickets to Orlando City versus DC United.
Score.
That happens July 6th at Inter & Co Stadium. Thanks to WG Sports Center. Discover indoor soccer coming soon to an area near you. Follow them at WG Sports Center on Instagram. Now, the second prize. How about a $50 Pirate Spot gift certificate? Offering the best products from the biggest names in fireworks. Find the closest retailer location near you. You just go to their website. It's iwantfireworks.com.
That's right, iwantfireworks.com.
Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local. Support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you keep it local by mentioning the Jim Colbert Show, because he's going to get you a discount. Book him today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Don't ever flip that thing at me again. Back at you.
All right, Jack, who goes first today, buddy?
Oh, let's see. First, it's Josh G.
Josh
goes first.
G. Josh G. How you doing, Josh?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Good, man. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Sure
Let's
would.
do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, Josh, this is a very easy game, buddy. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is a lie, boss.
No.
I am trying to deceive. If you can see through it and choose the answer that's correct, though, I will send you over to the Jackie Sack, and then you, my friend, can go see Orlando City play DC United July 6th, and you'll get a $50 gift card to Pyro Spot Fireworks. Are you ready?
Blow stuff up.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. On this day in 1880, author, lecturer, activist, the first deaf and blind person to earn a college degree.
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller was born on this day, buddy. It's her birthday today, one of the greatest humans ever. Here are 3 fun facts about Helen Keller and 1 courageous lie.
Oh,
Here we
good
go.
one.
Number 1. Helen Keller was the first person in the U.S. to own an Akita dog breed. It was a gift from the Japanese government. Number 2. In 1984, a pair of Helen Keller shoes and one of her blind canes sold at auction for $14,500. Number 3, she was a member of the Socialist Party and was a founder of the American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU. Or lastly, her image is on U.S. currency. She appears on the Alabama State Quarter. Which of those is a lie?
Number 3.
No, that's true, buddy. She was a member of the Socialist Party and was a founder of the ACLU.
Wow.
Absolutely true. Jack, who is next?
Josh F.
Josh F. Josh, how you doing, buddy?
Good, thank you.
Good, buddy. We're talking about Helen Keller, man. Which one of these is untrue? She was, number 1, she was the first person in the U.S. to own an Akita dog breed. It was a gift from the Japanese government. Number 2, in 1984, a pair of Helen Keller shoes and one of her blind canes sold at auction for $14,500. Or lastly, her image is on U.S. currency. She appears on the Alabama State Quarter.
I'm going to go with number 2.
That's the one, buddy. You're a winner!
Yay!
The other Josh won.
Let me ask you a quick question, Josh. There are a number of things that are signed by Helen Keller. What do you think a copy of a letter, personally written and signed by Helen Keller, goes for right now?
60 G's.
No. It's about $3,000, $2,500 to $3,000. There are a number of them out there. She was a prolific writer. Writing over and over and over and over. A fascinating woman, by the way.
Absolutely. Deaf and blind and a prolific writer?
Yeah, and so
But was she a pinball wizard?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know who to ask.
Now, I thought you would find this interesting. You know about the Akita dog breed?
Yeah.
She introduced that breed to the U.S.
I have seen pictures of her with it.
Matter of fact, and the dog she got from the Japanese government died shortly after she came back home. They sent her another one. That dog lived, and then when the dog that how's this go? The original parents of the dog had dogs that also had a litter. She, down the road, got one of those as well.
Oh, wow.
So she got 3 generations of this litter from the Japanese emperor, from the government there. Her image is on the quarter for Alabama because that's where she's from.
I did not know
Alabama.
that.
A couple other things you may not know about Helen Keller before we get to the top of the hour. She was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize in 1952 for her work to provide for the deaf and blind in the Middle East.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because, there was no... you're like a leper over there if you're deaf and blind. You couldn't provide to society, so you're cast aside. Right. She was very good friends with 2 extremely famous people. Innovators, by the way. One is the most famous novelist in American history, and the other is one of the greatest inventors in American history.
Ford?
She was very good friends, actually knew this guy since 14 years old, Mark Twain.
Okay.
And the other one would be the guy whose wife actually helped develop some of these techniques, and that would be Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh, my gosh, really?
She was very good friends with both of them. She knew Mark Twain from boarding school.
I was wondering if she went to the St. Augustine School for the Deaf and Blind since she was from Alabama.
She did go there, yes.
Okay, I was wondering.
If you know anything or have been around St. Augustine for any period of time, that's like one of their claims to fame is that's one of the most that's one of the
only schools in the Southeast. Ray Charles also went there because there were no other facilities for blind and deaf children.
Absolutely, nationally recognized.
Yeah,
facility.
absolutely.
Forever.
Wow.
She wasn't born deaf and blind. I don't know if you know that. What do you think caused it?
A fever, a flu?
Yeah, scarlet fever did it.
Yeah.
19 months old, scarlet fever. She lost both her hearing and her sight in a very short period of time.
It happened to my best friend's ex-husband, who's Native American, he got a flu and his mother didn't take him to the doctor and he lost his hearing.
And that's exactly what happened to Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Her mom just basically put her in a room, told her to sweat it out, for the lack of a better term, and they found her kind of unconscious with a terribly high fever. They saved her life, but she did lose her sight and her hearing because of that. And then lastly here, she fell in love and really wanted to marry. Why do you think she didn't marry? And this is a cultural thing and a generational thing.
Because she couldn't cook, clean, and give birth to children. She couldn't rear children. She couldn't be a homemaker.
Her family forbade her to marry because of her disabilities.
Boo!
In those days, if you had disabilities at that level, your family would not let you get married. You basically lived as a widow or as an old maid until you died. In other words, you weren't viewed as worthy enough to get married. Matter of fact...
Oh, the good old days, huh, guys? Let's go back to then.
She didn't get married to someone she was in love with. She had a secretary that she absolutely loved, and she even said, if I gained my sight tomorrow, the first thing I'd do was get married.
Oh.
That's how much it meant to her.
Right.
She said, if I gained everything back tomorrow, the very first thing I would do was get married to my love.
Which is a shame because it was her family who caused her disability, and it was her family that stood in the way of her being happy.
Unbelievable.
Family.
Yeah, it's great, right? And then lastly here,
family.
She was a skilled pianist, believe it or not. She taught herself how to play piano with Braille on the keys.
Yeah,
and,
we don't want to pass on that resilience.
Exactly right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
Major backups now reported eastbound on I-4 at the Central Florida Parkway exit due to a disabled vehicle blocking 2 right lanes on the interstate, causing stopped traffic back from 536. Still seeing southbound delays on the turnpike due to a crash blocking the shoulder near the Osceola Parkway exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by DellAir.com. Feel the Dell Air difference. Let Dell Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit DellAir.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
Guys, if you're like me, when you walked through your very first house back in the day, I had that guest bathroom, and that thing was a mess. It was not good at all. I wanted to replace it so bad. Couldn't at that time. I didn't know the guys over at Rebath. But man, if you have that situation where you have a bathroom in your house and it's the only thing really holding the beauty of your home back, the only thing stopping you from having those wonderful family events at your house, get with these guys over at Rebath. This is not your normal construction kind of situation, guys. They get in and out of your house in just 4 to 6 days, and that includes demo. That means getting the old bathroom out and the new one in 4 to 6 days. They do it with their team. That means no subcontractors, and when they're said and done, a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And these products are beautiful. That includes natural stone like travertine and marble and all those beautiful colors. They have that. Multiple choices of tubs and toilets and lighting and sinks and cabinetry. It's all there. And even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they'll throw in $800 in upgrades. Use that how you will. Shower doors, fixtures, whatever you want. They have so many choices. Also, visit the showroom, 436 in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. You'll see a number of models set up. Those are there just to show you what the products look like. And then that way you can get with their design team and your ideas and develop a bathroom that you're going to love for years. Stop by the website, look at the before and afters, then book your appointment. And don't forget to mention the Jim Colbert Show for $800 in upgrades. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to this station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
Homeowners, are you dreaming of financial freedom? Welcome to EasyKnock, your home equity converted into cash effortlessly. Convert the value of your home without the hassle of lender qualifications. That's right, no credit score or debt-to-income requirements. Just the money you need when you need it. Sell your house to EasyKnock for 100% fair market value and then rent it back, getting the cash and flexibility you need. That's right, 100% of fair market value, and you get to stay where you are. No moving boxes, no goodbyes to neighbors, just the home you love with the financial freedom you've always dreamed of. No leaving behind your cherished memories, no moving headaches. With EasyKnock, you keep living in the home you love. Why wait? Join thousands of Easy Knock satisfied customers nationwide who've converted their equity into opportunity. Visit EasyKnock.com today and step into a brighter, financially secure tomorrow. Terms and conditions apply. Easy Knock sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0 so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings. All for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Good afternoon, morning, Colbert Carew. So, being someone that pays very close attention to this whole Ukraine war, and like you said, I don't know Putin, but I've seen a lot about him. And I say we keep pushing the guy, because even if he does go to absolutely go nuts and push the button, all those sycophants and yes men around him, well, they want to live. So, yeah, they'll coup his ass. Big T out.
I swear to God, it seems like some people get more than 30 seconds. But I don't know how. It doesn't seem like they're talking faster than I am.
I think she's getting
But
me.
somehow they get a longer message. We need more than 30 seconds sometimes. Can't you give us 45 seconds?
Jack, come on, man.
Please?
I love this negotiating ploy.
Kidding.
Prior to the Summer Olympics, using Al Michaels' AI to do the talk about the Olympics, I mean, might as well have Walter Cronkite AI doing the Trump-Biden debate. It's just not pure.
Yeah. That's why a number of people believe the AI thing. I'm reading a little bit more lately about it, not being a toy by any means, but, these younger generations are talking about authenticity. They want more authenticity, more real, more genuine experiences in their life, and they're not going to get that with AI. So see how that pans out.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with what he's talking about with Al Michaels' AI.
Well, I'm not either.
I actually had the story pulled a while ago. NBC is bringing an artificial intelligence version of Al Michaels back for the 2024 Paris Olympics. The broadcaster said it's using generative AI software to recreate the sportscaster's voice to provide Olympic recaps for Peacock. Now, Michaels approved of the plan, saying he was, quote-unquote, astonished after hearing a sample broadcast. Of course, for those who do not know, Michaels has worked on NBC's Olympics coverage since 2010.
Yeah. And he's a legendary sports voice forever. I think one of the greatest ever, actually. I think top 3 ever.
Miracle on Ice back in 1980.
Just a number of things, man.
He was with ABC forever, and then went Monday Night Football.
Would you agree, probably one of the greatest baseball voices of all time?
One of them, yeah.
I mean, one of the greatest baseball.
Vince Scully. But Al Michaels is great. I've read his book. It's an interesting guy.
They're not the only one. Toys R Us is also playing with artificial intelligence.
Joffrey?
The company recently revealed a new advertisement developed by Sora, which is OpenAI's text-to-video tool. The spot features a portrayal of Toys R Us founder Charles Lazarus as a child while he comes up with the idea for the brand. Now, the commercial premiered at the Cannes Lions Festival in France and is only available to watch on the Toys R Us website, but it's since drawn mixed reviews on social media.
Yeah, Sean played it today on the air because they were talking about this a little bit because of the AI thing, and I heard it. And it's like a Hallmark thing. It's like one of those. It's like a holiday Publix commercial where have you seen your family in years? And there's a perfectly cooked turkey, and then the door. I wonder who that is. It's a soldier holding a baby, holding a puppy.
As far as the Al Michaels thing goes, the only person I care about who thinks about that is Al Michaels. If he's okay with his voice being used, then...
But listen to me, though, dude. I mean, you're an Olympics guy. When you start hearing these wrap-ups and they're in Al Michaels' voice, I mean, you're going to know it's not real. Does that have any... I mean, do you care?
No, we just heard something with a female voice that was obviously computer generated. It's...
Where was that?
It's part of an ad.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And how do you know that?
You can just tell.
Can you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's before AI got a lot better. You're supposed to be able to tell it's computer generated.
Yeah. Well, they're thinking about also, if you don't create a deal, obviously we've seen some problems with this AI. People have Drake, was it Drake here recently? Not Drake. Who's the artist? Well, Kanye got in big trouble with it because he used an AI version, but the AI of
Drake did as well.
Yeah, Drake did as well. Yeah. Is this the Tupac one? Is that what there was?
Yeah.
So, they get in trouble for it.
Wouldn't hear Kendrick Lamar doing that.
And I think Sheryl Crow came out and said it was actually hateful to use an AI version of someone's voice, even with their permission or their estate's permission. She thought it was kind of hateful to the person, the original artist.
Well, a lot of artists and record labels are coming out and saying, no, stop using our artist content as training for your open AI, which is what they're now accusing the AI people of doing.
It's funny saying AI people. The artificial intelligence people? What?
I know, exactly.
But if you sign a deal, Michaels is going to get paid for that, right?
I assume. He's already under contract with them.
Yeah, but
just like iHeart has the ability to take your voice AI and they can say whatever they want.
I don't think they can. Not. They cannot do that.
Oh, look at Jack.
They cannot
He's
do
just
that.
Stoking the pot over there.
They do own everything I say into this microphone, but I don't believe they can use my voice without my permission to create ads without my knowledge. Can I tell you? And I do not know the answer to that. Theoretically, they do pay me for the show, but they don't pay me for my name and likeness per se. But I guess they do actually. I may be screwed.
Well, you're not the only one in this boat.
If I'm screwed, screwed. Everybody's screwed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that can't be. Oh, God.
Oh, no. Are we going down this road again?
What harm could AI do, right?
This.
Jim?
Look into my ass.
Your ass?
You'll see.
I don't want to.
What I'm you mean to me.
I don't have to put my finger there, do I?
This is so good.
So
This is.
What's this, about 6 months old? We did this.
Oh, my God, it may be longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure, but because you're horrible at time.
Yeah.
But so am I.
Yeah.
But now the AI that's out there would blow this away.
Oh, that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
If I told people, if we played this and it's.
You know it's true.
AI Jimmy.
What woman wouldn't want this?
He sings to you.
What woman doesn't want this? What woman isn't going to go home after hearing this and have to change?
Come on now.
Come on now.
Oh.
Yeah, none of them. It's none of them, actually. It's going to. Matter of fact, they'll have the opposite reaction if you're. Yeah.
Why couldn't they have just pronounced eyes better?
It's too good.
I know, right?
It's a little too good. This was the very first Chat GPT there was, right? This is version A.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, you don't?
I by the time we were playing around with it, I think it was already 3 or so.
Why do I think that's way older than you think it is?
I think it is.
I don't know,
I think it's a year older.
Maybe older than that.
Because it was when we first started talking about it, and C-Lane put this together for us, taking old samples of what, spots?
Yeah, I think we started talking about this last year.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, okay.
6 months ago was last year.
No, it wasn't. That was Dev's doing the math.
Very
right?
close.
And that's very bad. Never let me do the math. Hey, speaking of math,
Yeah.
Winter Springs, folks.
Oh,
What?
man. What's Winter Springs doing now?
No,
These
they're
guys,
picking on my town?
these guys have had a
speed
year.
limit's been lowered on a busy road.
Really? Which one? 434?
Please talk to me.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It went from 45 to 35?
Yes. Yes. How did you know this?
I couldn't have gotten out of there faster.
Slow down, Winter Springs residents. There are new speed limits in place in certain areas, according to Florida Department of Transportation. So, speed limit on State Road 434 between Winter Park Drive and Moss Road.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Has been reduced from 45 to 35.
Yeah, that thing becomes a drag strip a little bit out there. I bet
Is it
you
really?
all around town there are streets like this. You know, I have to tell you,
This goes right by my house.
I know it does. Hey, you know what else about your house? That Winter Park Drive, when you get on that Winter Park Drive and you start going like toward Winter Park, you know?
Yeah.
Do you see that speed limit?
Yeah.
20
miles an hour.
5 miles per hour.
Oh, let me tell you what, too.
You can almost roll that fast.
Yeah.
Now, there will also be transition.
That's why I don't go on that road.
I hate that road.
There will be transition speed zones of 40 miles per hour on either stretch of the 35 mile per hour zone. So at least you'll be able to go up to 40.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So when
I didn't know we had a problem that needed fixing.
Yeah, well,
If you live in Mount Dora,
it wasn't that bad. But let me ask you guys a quick question. If you're driving, let's say you're coming off of a highway, and uniquely, the road I take to come to work now is the 429 to the 414, right? Coming in from the Lake County side of town. As I'm coming into town, there is no exit on that road. It just turns into Maitland Exchange, right?
The speed starts dropping by 10.
It goes from the 414, which is a road where the speed limit is like 65 to 70 miles an hour, and then it goes and turns into just a regular road, the Maitland Exchange, which the radio station is right on that road right here. Goes and then ends up crossing I-4 and then dead ending into 1792, right? When you come off of a highway where the speed limit is like 65 or 70, and there's no exit, and then you enter, an area where the speed limit drops quickly down to 55 or 50, how much grace do you get from cops? Seriously, I'm asking, because here's the thing.
I ain't saying nothing. I almost got popped yesterday.
There's a number of places. When you come off that road, you're really not even coming off a road. The road just kind of turns into another road, and there are a number of.
You're on the same road, and suddenly you're at a traffic light.
It's just exactly. You were on a highway a minute ago.
But they have signs that they warn you, and what a police officer could say is there are plenty of signs telling you of the lower speed limit.
That's where I almost got popped. Is exactly where he is talking about, because I was testing that grace theory.
Now, Jack, that's the problem. Is I go from and it's 65 on that road. 65 means 71. We all know that. Going 71 on that road because that's doable. And then I see the first sign. It says 55. Now, here's the problem, and this happens. I've talked about this before. You can see the 50-mile-an-hour sign from the 55-mile-an-hour sign. Like, I can see it. Like, I hit 55, I'm like, oh, 55, and I can see the 50 just a couple hundred yards down the road. How much grace do you get? Do they go, okay, well, he was just going 75, and I'm expecting him to come down to 55. I should give him at least to pass this light here to get down to the due speed.
I would think if you were deaccelerating, if you are slowing down, they're not going to hassle you too much.
I would agree with that. Maybe. You almost got popped?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
You know,
what'd you have to show?
Leadfoot Lucy.
No, when you when
Side
you
boot?
pass certain
Side boot.
cars,
Side boot.
you're like, oh, you're you're looking for people like me.
Uh-huh.
So I drove by and I went, oh, but you've got a pass. Oh, wait, your passenger looks like a cop too. And then I saw him get behind
cops.
me, and then I saw like the light bar. No, nothing went on because I immediately dropped my speed down and didn't go over. Left it at 5.
Do you take the foot off the gas or do you apply brake, or do you just take the foot off the gas and like coast slower?
My amazing mama taught me years ago, you never brake, because as soon as your ass pops up in the air, he knows that you were speeding. You got to let your foot off the gas and just coast that bitch.
Right. Your mama is smart.
Right.
You
Mama
never
knows what she's doing.
You never hit those brakes.
You
That's
never
a
hit
tell.
the brakes.
That's a tell. Those cops are looking for those brakes.
My mom got pulled recently.
Did she really?
You know what?
Is your mom a speed demon like you?
Well, there's a rule at the house. If you want to get to school today, mom drives. If you don't mind what day you get there, dad can drive.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I won't tell you what speed.
Uh-huh.
She's never had a speeding ticket.
In her life?
Ever.
How's it even possible?
I don't know, but at the end of the stop, the cop shook her hand. Going that speed.
Thanks for a lifetime of achievement.
Exactly. Going that speed and never having a ticket before in her life.
I don't know anybody. I don't know one human being. What, does Ross have a ticket? Did Ross ever get a speed ticket?
No, he's never had a speeding ticket. That could change soon, but I mean, no.
Yeah, the podcast yesterday was a lot about
tonight.
it.
Yeah, who knows?
His car was the podcast topic yesterday. When I was listening to it. Yeah, the comedy thing's tonight, right?
Yep.
All right, we got to go to break. I want to talk about that in a sec. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends.
What you do? I wouldn't want to be like you.
Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
Heavy traffic continues in Orlando this afternoon due to a disabled vehicle blocking at least 2 right lanes on the interstate eastbound at the Central Florida Parkway exit. Still looking at heavy traffic southbound on the 429 due to an earlier crash reported near Sinclair Road. If you see traffic problems this afternoon, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency. HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Buy one, get two free at Pyro Spot Fireworks. These guys have the largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks in the entire city, with prices and products that blow the competition away. Use their touch screens to watch videos and design your own incredible fireworks show. Visit their locations, easy to find, Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just 10 miles north of downtown Orlando. Just simply visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations. That's iwantfireworks.com. Buy one, get two free at Pyro Spot Fireworks and be a backyard hero.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Guys, listen up. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason at all, you got to hit pause and learn about this Nickley Group, guys. These are unbelievable unbelievable. Man, they're just changing the real estate game altogether. Stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for home sellers and home buyers. And don't believe the news that the market is softening. Homes here in Orlando are selling for record prices. So look, if you're considering selling your home for any reason, downsizing, relocating, maybe you need a bigger home as your family expands, contact the guys at the Nickley Group. Not only do these guys sell more homes on average, that's 6% more actually, they sell them twice as fast. Get your home valued instantly, get a guaranteed cash offer, or list your home today at the Nickley Group. Google these guys. 3,000 five-star reviews. If you're longing for that next level real estate experience that includes mortgage services, moving assistance, elite marketing, and a team of experienced realtors and much more, it is simple. It's the Nickley Group. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Season 2 of the hit podcast, The Idaho Massacre, explores the aftermath of violence at the University of Idaho that left 4 families mourning and a 28-year-old doctoral student charged. But did his study of criminology play a part in the crime?
Of course, Brian Kohberger's defense team is going to say he's not guilty. That's the only thing they can say. They can't say anything else, so they have to say this.
Listen to The Idaho Massacre on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Idaho Massacre.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for grills and outdoor furniture this summer. They have the largest selection of Big Green Egg grills and egg accessories in all of Central Florida. Weber gas and charcoal grills and Traeger wood-fired pellet grills as well. Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Rectech, Napoleon, Gosney, and Uni. And if you need outdoor furniture to complete your backyard entertainment area, Tools Ace carries the best in outdoor furniture from Polywood. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or furniture purchase $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Don't miss stand-up NBC winner Renee Vaca coming to the Hard Rock Live Orlando Friday, November 22nd.
My dad did a lot of cocaine. That was his problem. Too much cocaine. He would come into my room at night, right before I went to bed, just kick down the door, just, hey, go to sleep. I'll be confused like you go to sleep. That it's been 3 days, man.
Renee Vaca, Hard Rock Live Orlando, November 22nd. Tickets on sale now at the Hard Rock Live box office and Ticketmaster.
Jim Colbert here for FAS Windows and Doors. Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, it's time to replace your single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep the heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. Too much outside noise getting in? Considering replacing older windows and doors with laminated insulated glass, providing as much as 100% improvement. Keep that noise outside where it belongs. Offering rebates of $100 per window and $200 per door. Also offering 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online. Trust the leader, FAS.com.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
New fan of the show. I've been listening for about 6 months. You guys said to jump on the YouTubes and watch, so I thought, all right, let me give it a try. I jumped on there. You guys look nothing like I pictured. I thought Deb was black. I thought Jim Colbert had this long head of hair, no glasses. Jack pretty much looks like I pictured, although he's very old and he looks so young.
Very old?
Yeah, it's a trip, but I love y'all.
Hey,
Thank
buddy.
you.
I love you too. Thanks. Welcome to the family.
Well, he said because I'm very old and I look so young.
Welcome to the family, big dog. Appreciate you listening for 6 months. Spread the word, please.
Like the youngest person on this show.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, listen, man. Big congrats to the Monsters of the Morning. They sold out the Funny Bone in like no time at all. 350 seats for this big comedy show tonight. Ross is going to be there. Ryan Holmes headlining. I think a lot of the girls, including Sabrina, doing stand-up tonight.
Daisy Del Toro, Amber Nova, Angelique, also Miguel Colon and James Yan and Jeff Kaufman, sponsored by K&L, Kaufman and Lynn. Thank you very much. It's going to be a fun night. I was a little concerned, and Ryan Holmes headlining, by the way.
Yeah.
So I was a little concerned going into it because, we picked our night, we locked it down, and everything was great. Then they announced the presidential debate would be the same night.
Yeah.
So it's like, do we try and change? And it did not slow ticket sales, and we ended up selling out. So very happy about that.
Good for them,
It's going to be a fun night.
That doesn't shock me at all, though. Russ is a great promoter. He's been doing it for a very long time. He knows how to really create a lot of vibe around cool stuff. I watched him do it for 25 years and marveled every single time he was able to kind of pull those events out of his butt. He loves doing it. It's really in his soul, to be honest with you. He is very, very good at it.
Yeah, and came up with some of the great T-shirt design, posters he's given out, the little tequila bottles from Del Toro Tequila.
Yeah, that dude
Tequila Del Toro.
Oh yeah, man, he does a good job. He was exceptional at that. I would sit and marvel at how he would create these these really cool events that really are custom made for his listeners, and he's always done a great job at it. So congratulations, man. He deserves that for sure. Sellout's pretty badass. 350, that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Yeah.
Jack is here as well.
Word.
Hey, we were talking about traffic a little bit and about, tickets and, if you're coming off a highway that's 75 miles an hour onto an area where it's 45 or 50, is there a grace period? Somebody just texted in and said, if you can see the speed limit sign, you should be obeying it.
See, that works in one way and not the other. Because my rule is, if I can see it and it's higher than the speed limit I'm in now, if it's going up, then I can start accelerating.
Right.
However, if it's going to be lower, I don't have to start decelerating until I hit that sign.
See,
I like that thinking.
That's what I would say, because I can make that argument pretty solidly. I'm like, hey man, I got to the sign, I decelerated to this, but what they and this is what I've also been told. You got to remember, this is a speed limit.
Yeah.
It's a speed limit. That's as fast as you're possibly supposed to go. You're not really supposed to get a grace period at all.
They're real people. They know. Come on.
Hey, but you know what's weird about this? I say weird. An interesting story I read either yesterday or the day before. Do you know what and Deb was just talking to me about this during the break. As soon as we went to break, she goes, hey, you got to pay attention because this is happening, kind of where we are. And I read this piece. Do you know one of the number one causes for financial downturns for people is? And this is becoming an epidemic, so much so that some states are kind of reviewing their laws based on this. And I got to tell you, I think Florida is one that should consider it, just basically how they tell you this has happened.
Red light camera?
No, not red light camera. This infraction has been proven to be a lead in to some financial distress for tons of Americans, because it's a spiral situation once it happens.
DUI?
No, not that severe. When your license gets suspended.
Oh,
this is an epidemic nationally, because here's what happens, right? You get your license suspended. Now you can't drive to go to work. You have to come up with this money for the fine, which is $400 or $500. You have to go to these classes. You don't have time. You miss that payment. Now your license is suspended. And in Florida,
it's too expensive to do Uber and Lyft twice a day, every day.
That's exactly. Turns out the person was spending $500 a month just to get back and forth to work. And you got to remember, $500 a month is the money they would have, is money they can't afford not to levy. They
That's
can't
a car payment. That's car insurance.
Well, they can't pay the $300 fine for the suspension. How are they going to, how can they afford $500 a month when, and by the way, what happened was with this particular case was a young man. This exact same thing happened. He had to use his rent money to pay his fine so that he could drive his car. But then he got behind on his rent, couldn't make that up, wound up getting booted out of his apartment. So that led to this spiral downfall. They started kind of looking at this whole idea and said, this is a problem nationally. After they did this study, they found out that a lot of these issues that cause young people specifically, and single moms and people who are, have
seniors on a fixed income.
Exactly. To have financial issues or have their credit ruined is simply because their license got suspended. Then they didn't have the way to get back to work because they couldn't drive their car legally. Then they wind up doing this thing where they feel like they're driving their car and they're just kind of waiting to get pulled over. And that's exactly what happened to him.
Right.
He was at an intersection and a cop scanned his plate and saw that it was suspended. And saw saw that his plate was out of date. He didn't pay that fine. They suspended his license. Now, I've had my license suspended in Florida like 3 times. And here's why. Not because I'm a terrible driver. It's because how they tell you your license is suspended.
Yeah, didn't you find out once just by happenstance?
I found out when I got pulled over. I found out when I got pulled over that my license was suspended. Or not pulled over.
You had gone to DMV because you needed to
that's exactly it. I had to upgrade. And they said, hey, dude, your license is suspended.
Let me check my memory.
Yeah.
And why does she remember our lives better than us?
It's terrible.
So that I can use it when I need to.
And that's when...
Sorry.
And they
back to the story.
And when I got my license suspended, I had no idea. And they said, well, we sent you a notification. And I said, well, I don't check the mail.
Carrier pigeon?
Yeah. And they send it to you in the mail. And they only... Now, again... This is all I know. This is what I've been told. This happened years ago. I've been told that the state of Florida, specifically, this is just Florida. It could happen the same way elsewhere. I don't know. That they only have to make one attempt to tell you that your license has been suspended. That's it. They have to send you one letter letting you know, hey, your license is suspended. You need to take care of this. If you miss that, if your kids get the mail, your wife gets the mail, looks at it, doesn't consider it, throws it away, misplaces it, and you don't even know, that's it. There is no other opportunity. Like when that day comes and goes, they'll go, hey, did you get our notification? Or you only have 10 days left.
Now you need to go to the Florida Department of Transportation website, enter in your your license number and check because.
But how often do you think to do that though? You never assume that your license is suspended. But this could happen for tolls.
I want to say that I went to the DMV sometime shortly after you had that experience to update my tag.
Yeah,
and someone I told them the story, but they went and checked, and damn if their license wasn't also suspended as well, and had no idea.
You have no clue because here's the thing.
Don't you think it's set up that way, though? Because that's how, like, someone texted us earlier about Tuberville, South Carolina, where the speed limit went from 55 to 45 to 35 in about 100 yards.
That's
and
right.
There were always cops waiting there to bust you. Kind of like the NFL saying, no, you don't have CTE.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's set up that way because those fees, it's just like banking fees, right? When you pay your bills on time, you don't make companies money. The people who make companies money are the people who have to pay the late fees because that's where that extra money comes flowing in. They call people who pay on time deadbeats.
Yeah, deadbeats, right?
Because you're not doing anything for them.
Well, let me tell you, in the context of this article, it's funny you should mention that. That's exactly when this kid, I think he's 26, when this kid mentioned this to the person who was working at the DMV, they said that very thing. This is how we pay everybody's salary.
That's what I was.
This is how we keep the machine running is through fines and things of this nature. When you don't, obey the law. Right? We get our money this way. This is how we do it. Matter of fact, somebody just texted in and said in Osceola County, their son's in the same exact situation. Got the license suspended, and they're on that cusp financially,
right?
Where they're just riding that razor edge financially of making it from week to week, from month to month. And one little thing like this, one little hitch where you have to come up with a couple $100 and spend some time, just puts you down. You're done.
But that's a really piss poor thing to say to somebody. Well, this is how we keep the lights on when you don't obey the law. When really, in reality, they are doing, the state agency, in this case, it's the Florida example, the bare minimum to help you do your part in obeying the law, but then come back with those fees and say, hey, if you just done what you're supposed to do, you wouldn't be in this position. They would come down on other industries that would do that to the American consumer, I'd hope.
And look, as a relatively responsible adult, I understand they give you like 30, 45 days to pay the fine, and I understand that. But, not every situation is the same. Maybe you can't pay that $100 speeding ticket or the $80 red light ticket or whatever the case may be. You can't pay it. It slides by. Maybe you forget or whatever. But the thing is this is for me, and I don't need to be babysat, but it would be nice if they made more than one opportunity or used two different ways to tell you that your license is suspended. I don't know how that would be.
Email and snail mail.
Yeah, I guess. Well, snail mail is a given. They're doing that, and I don't know electronically how they could do it.
Yeah, they have your mailing address, right?
Yes,
exactly.
What do they have your email address? Cell phone number? I mean,
so that's the thing is I don't know what else could they possibly do.
If they might be able to expand the forms of notification, if people probably would have to take the initiative of providing, like you would have to, if you created an account and you'd have to, you didn't enter your cell phone number, you didn't enter your email address.
We would gladly put you on an auto call to remind you that you have a ticket pending, or you have a suspended license pending. Like I'd sign up for that.
It's like Deb says, are they there to reduce speeders or to generate income through speeding?
And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Or maybe they're looking to generate revenue from people who don't, I don't know, change their driver's license in a timely manner after moving into a new residence?
I did it last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, your wife had to be behind
that. She held my hand. No, I did get it done. And by the way, that where I went is the fastest, most efficient
love that.
DMV in all of Florida.
Really?
Are you ready? They called my name before I sat down.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Nice.
I went in there and got my ticket. Before I even turned around and sat down to wait, they were calling my name.
It's been better since they have this reservation system, and you make a reservation, an appointment. It's a lot better than... I remember when I first got my license back in like 1980, whatever.
Yeah.
But just when I got my license, leaving thinking, so glad that I did not have to deal with the DMV for the next, immediate future, because for your permit and your license and all that, just you sit and wait.
You
just sit and wait, and there was no other way to do it.
Yeah. And by the way, they're not understanding.
No.
That's not their job to understand.
Yeah.
Their job is to file the paperwork and do the things they're supposed to be. There is no, hey, can you? Is there any way you could? Don't even try that. They're not. They have no interest.
Yeah, in Seminole County, I found they were extremely polite and nice and helpful.
Oh yeah, no, they were polite. But what I'm saying is, they're not going to bend the rules for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to go, hey, look, I don't have that now, but I got it at the house. Can we just make this happen? And no, they're not doing that at all.
She's like, hurry, go home, hurry back.
And by the way, where I am now, there are more bays in this DMV than there are people in the county. I mean, there are 30 or so of these things when you get in
When
there.
they take over an old dog track or something?
I think they could line up the entire county and run them through there in about an hour and a half. It was very quick. Yeah, but that suspended license, that was a national story about people getting into these financial holes, and it all started with simply getting their license suspended. Then it turns in, then the next thing you know, there are fines and interest. Your $300 now, 4 months later, is now $1,500.
Oh, just read the texting service. It's one text after another at 77031 about this happening to folks,
It's like dealing with the mafia.
It is.
All you can do is just pay the interest.
Yeah, right. Play the VIG, right? Yeah. It says, why can't they send a certified receipt? Well, the thing is, they're not going to spend any more money. If this is their revenue generator and they don't have to do it by law, why would they do that? All I'm saying is a service to keep people from having to deal with this and going to financial despair over a simple suspended license that they might not have even known about. But again, Deborah makes a perfectly good point. If you're trying to use this to make money, why would you tell anybody to save them money?
That's the point.
Yeah, part of the program is for them to make cash.
This is legal shakedown.
Yeah. I don't know about that now, because we did break the law.
But you didn't know it, Jimmy. Think about it. If you hadn't gone to that DMV to do something else that you were doing to be responsible, you would have had no idea.
I would have had no clue. And by the way, I could have gotten pulled over with that.
There was a reason his license was suspended. How about that law that he broke? Whatever it was.
Well, it was because I didn't. It was because some. you know what it was? Tolls.
Right.
Remember my.
You were running tolls.
Stop. My transponder. Was it tolls? I think it was tolls. My transponder or a red light ticket or something like that. and I didn't get it and went through, and then of course I didn't pay it. And the funny thing is, the red light ticket was like $40,
right?
And it wound up costing me like $500.
See, because
thank God I had it for real. I'm being dead serious.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, it sounds a little harsh to call it legal shakedown, but when they do the bare ass minimum to keep you in compliance, you can see that they have no incentive to keep you in compliance.
Right. You're right.
That why I don't see them. I could see them. Oh, that's too much taxpayer money to send out another notice. Oh, we don't have the computer equipment to be able to do that. They're gonna find some way to not have to warn us a second time, because think of how much revenue that could actually cut out of their coffers.
Tens of millions of dollars per county.
So why would they do it?
Yeah. There is no incentive. You're absolutely right.
There's no incentive, and there's no incentive to believe they're on your side either.
Yeah. No. I mean, I never thought that. I just, out of courtesy, it would seem that, you'd make more than one effort to tell somebody, hey, by the way, this way you can avoid some serious problems and save yourself a lot of money and headache. You got about 4 more days to pay this thing off or get your license back right, or you're going to have some issues. But I mean, you're right. There's no incentive to do that if it's their number one revenue driver.
I mean, when you think about it, your car insurance company will warn you, hey, you've got a payment coming up in a few days. Your credit card company will warn you.
You can't rent a storage unit. Right. I mean, they'll tell you 10 days in advance. Oh, by the way, remember, your storage unit fee is due in 10 days or whatever.
So funny that a private company that you're already paying would be willing to remind you that they need your money, but the government's like, no, just take a day.
Yeah.
We got you covered.
Yeah, just put that in the door.
Don't worry about it.
Financial ruin over a suspended license. This kid in the story wound up $2,100 in debt.
And that's the whole.
Had to drop out of school to get another job to pay that off, by the way.
And that's the whole bond and bail, that it disproportionately affects people who don't have the money to pay it, whereas the people who can pay the bond or the bail aren't really, that affected. What?
My wife just texted.
What'd you say now, Jimmy?
What did you want to? Do you want to share?
It's why my driver's license was suspended.
Was it because insurance?
No, it wasn't because of insurance.
Tolls?
What'd you do, Jimmy?
Can I tell you something?
Tag.
Do your spouses listen to the show?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, every
Do
day.
they? Every day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All 4 hours. Even 5 sometimes.
This is the text I just got from my wife. We'll go to break on this and come back, and then I can go home and handle her personally.
You're a brave man for saying those words.
She goes, it was tolls. You were bitching at Colby, who is my son, about his license. I checked our license, and then yours was suspended while bitching at my son for his suspended license for non-payment of tolls.
Wait.
So we had to pay all the back tolls so they would release the suspension, then pay to get that all cleared up. Thanks, honey, for your keen memory.
Did you just say that was karma that texted you?
No, I'm sorry. Oh. Jack is about to laugh an eyeball out.
It's all good. I'm good.
All right, 407.
My job here is done. I got Tori to keep you in check.
1041. All right, we'll take a little break. Come back in a second. You heard it here first, and get the hell out of here on a Thursday.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Thursday forecast, and the rest of the day will feature hot and humid temperatures with afternoon highs soaring well into the low to mid 90s. A high of 93 degrees today in Orlando. Feels like temperatures will be in the low 100s. We also will expect some isolated to scattered afternoon showers and storms. These could begin as early as midday, but will gradually taper off by the late afternoon and evening hours. We'll expect those hot temperatures to continue all the way throughout the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by ePass. Want to save on tolls? Choose ePass. Only ePass offers toll discounts and a free toll sticker. Plus, you'll always pay the lowest toll rate on all Florida toll roads. Visit getepass.com to sign up today. That's getepass.com. Choose ePass. Expect savings.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. I don't know if you heard the show a little bit earlier, but for Glenn Klausman's segment, we had in a doctor, Sean Mahan. He happens to be a radiologist, a radiographer with 28 years of experience. You know what he told us? That the scan from Life Imaging FLA is one of the most effective ways they've ever seen to detect heart disease. How about that? A 30-year veteran doctor endorses this as a very good way to find out if your heart has those plaque buildups that could cause major problems. And remember, when you get this scan, by the way, this is the time of freedom. You want to experience as much of this as possible for you and your friends and family. And don't think that you can't do this. There are no dyes. You don't take your clothes off. This entire process only takes a few minutes. Do not wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And you got to ask about the cancer screening as well when you consider that 40% of Americans deal with cancer in some way, shape, or form throughout their entire life. Here's how you make your appointment. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you will be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession, and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime, not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey guys, happy day. Have a quick PSA for new Floridians and old Floridians that have gone soft. It is just rain. Maybe slow it down from mock Jesus, but not that much. Turn your headlights on. Turn your windshield wipers on. No need for the four-ways. And if you're that terrified, get off the road entirely. Leave the road to the rest of us that know how to drive in the rain. It's just water, folks.
Hey, Jim Colbert Show. Jimmy, I don't know how much Tori knows, but I'm almost positive that you got a suspended license because you didn't turn in your tag. Because a few days later, I renewed my tag, and because you said that, I went and turned it in right away. So I'm almost positive that's the reason why you're license.
Oh, good.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Now he can argue with your wife.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you say it was tolls. I had the same issue come up. I got a little preemptive warning from the DMV. I went to register my vehicle. Well, the one my daughter drives, found out she'd been on the toll roads with no e-pass. So I had to pay $80 in tolls before they would let me register the vehicle, and it was an by the way, had you not paid that within the next 10 days, your license would have been suspended. So been there, done that.
In the Jim Colbert Show, this is Prince of the Island. Jimmy, I got 2 times my license have been suspended because of the red light cameras, and what they do is they send you this registered mail, and my mail carrier did not bring the letter at all. They just leave a note, and I couldn't get to the post office, and then the next thing I know, I have my license suspended twice.
Hey Deb, I just found out people who live in Greece hate waking up at dawn. It's because dawn is tough on Greece.
All right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. Just to give you an idea of what kind of woman I'm married to, she just heard that guy comment. She goes, oh, so you lied the first time. Yeah. There's no sliding through life for your boy here.
Oh, no, there's going to be no handling her when you get home as well. Good luck with that.
Oh, walk through a room, punch in the face. Walk through a room, punch in the nuts.
Punch in the throat.
All right,
she's a pro.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has. You heard it here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, the White House is brushing off accusations President Biden may be taking performance-enhancing drugs to boost his performance during tonight's debate against Donald Trump.
An ED pill would be weird for a debate.
Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked about the claims pushed by Trump and other Republicans.
What is the response to former President Trump's claims that President Biden may be taking something tonight to boost his performance?
I don't think that I should dignify that with an answer.
Well, Trump has repeatedly said Biden could be taking performance-enhancing drugs and has called on the president to take a drug test. Trump made similar claims about Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Throw it at the wall.
All right, a task force is expected to hold its final meeting later this week as members try to figure out the future of Florida's first Black History Museum. The group named St. Augustine as its top choice for the state-sponsored museum earlier this year. Now, the recommendation came with backlash, as many people believe Eatonville should be selected since it was the first self-governing all-Black municipality in the entire country. The committee is...
Are the Pulse people hanging this? Is that what's happening? The Pulse people handling this thing? Is that what's going on?
The committee is scheduled to adopt a final report tomorrow before submitting it to the governor. Go Eatonville. There is no reason. St. Augustine already has the honor of being our city, our country's oldest city.
Right.
I mean, it has so much history already. Let Eatonville have its own.
No joke.
And then finally, a good news story. and the kind of story that makes you go, damn, they should still be having Baywatch. Because a man is drawing praise for rescuing a family of 7 from a rip current in Sarasota County. You see this?
I didn't know, but I mean, it's happening over and over now.
Yeah, the county announced yesterday that off-duty fire department lifeguard Mariano Martinez rescued 7 swimmers in distress on Saturday. The rip current had carried them more than 200 yards into the Gulf. Again, we usually think of rip currents being an Atlantic beach problem. This is over on the Gulf side. You still got to be, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
So Martinez was at Lido Beach when he got an alert on the Pulse Point app. The county says he grabbed a rescue tube, swam to the group, secured one with the tube, helped 2 more ashore, and returned for the first swimmer. He wound up making multiple trips using bodyboards to bring them back to shore safely. Lifeguard Chief Rick Hinkson says Martinez went above and beyond to save that family, and that's something to be commended.
You bet your ass it is.
That is awesome.
Can I ask you a question? Don't they have a gun? It's like a gun,
like a flare gun?
A flare gun that shoots out a flotation device with a rope tied across. Wasn't that thought of at one point?
I do not know.
Where you could stand and go, poof, and it would shoot the thing like a sporting clay. It would throw it out there, and it would have a rope tied to it. It would inflate upon shooting or upon hitting the water.
I think you should create it if it's not out there already.
I think you're thinking Jaws. It's like a spear with a rope and then this
or the
little
net
floating device.
They sent the net out and it goes and lands.
Think about that if the lifeguards had that, as they're going out, boom, anyway.
But the bodyboards work as well. Either way, you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Listen, nobody bought into it.
I think it's a good idea. You guys don't want to go? Then bye-bye. I'll just go home talk to Tori. Oh, Tori.
So Tori wants to talk, all right.
Sorry, Tori.
Tori wants to talk. Oh, yeah. So you said you're going to do what when you got home?
It's going to need funding.
Oh, you're going to.
Gonna need funding.
I'm gonna need to bring in my makeup to cover the bruises tomorrow.
Your flotation gun or your medical bill?
It's a potato gun, Jack.
Oh,
but
nice.
But instead of a potato, it's an inflatable thing that once it hits the ground, it inflates. What's wrong with that idea?
It would be better for water, but yeah.
I don't know. But all I know is that I'm agreeing with the texter. I am taking mock Jesus into my drive home tonight. Thank you so much for the person who left that talk back.
Get the hell out of here, Mike. Oh, do we have a question of the day, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Do you like Jim? 100% yes.
Okay, very good.
We have some folks we want to thank today. We want to kick it off by thanking Danny Meyering with Orlando Date Night Guide. If you missed Date Night Done Right, you can get that at JimColbertLive.com, which is the same place you go to hear Dr. Sean Mahan, a board-certified radiologist and a rock star.
Yeah, it's great.
You can find his segment as well at JimColbertLive.com under Colbert Court. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube
Very good.
chat.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate that very much. Jack already told us the question of the day was, do you like me? 100% yes.
Yep.
So we can just get the hell out of here. Tomorrow coming up,
One vote.
Primetime Kitchen with our buddy Fayez Cara. We'll also have Embers Only, another great cigar to turn you on from our friends over at Corona Cigar Company. We'll do that tomorrow for sure. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right, big show coming up tomorrow. Thanks for listening today. We appreciate that. On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a